Welcome to Babylova Brews, deep thoughts fermented over time and text. I'm coming at you, Aaron Crew Juice Viverka, and I've got Gumby.
Hey, yes you do. You have me. What's up?
I've got Tom.
Hello, folks.
And I've got Keith.
At Babylova Brews, every day is another wonderful secret.
Today we're
familiar.
Today we're playing an exceptionally fun game, according to Keith. We can't wait. But to start off, we're going to sip on Ungava Gin, crafted with 6 Arctic botanicals from the northern Quebec. Ungava Gin will make any cocktail uniquely wild. The rare botanicals are hand-foraged, dried, and then slowly steeped for 5 weeks for natural extraction of complex flavor and color. The result is a gin unlike any other, a reward for the senses with its exceptionally smooth taste, signature color, and 100% natural ingredients. Gentlemen, cheers.
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 When you said botanicals and I took a whiff, I immediately thought I should be washing my hair with this. That was like Pantene Pro V commercials.
I mean, the fragrance on the...
It is great.
Oh, it's got that. It smells floral.
Woo,
It smells floral.
To know that it's a health drink is even better.
That's right. I picked this up on a family trip to Canada.
Whoa.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
Good.
Wow.
Fragrant enough to wash your hair, strong enough to wash your floors.
That's right.
That is fantastic. That is so unique.
Right? I've never had a gin quite like this. It's the only gin that has like a yellow color to it as well. Yeah. And I haven't even mixed this yet because it's just so good on its own.
What would you mix it with?
Honestly, I probably would do a very signature gin and tonic with it at some point. But I've been enjoying it so much, I just haven't done it yet because I don't want to waste any drop. Because it's so good.
Yeah. I mean, I would put it on ice if I want a bigger glass.
Yeah.
But, man, that tastes great.
Yeah, it's got a nice punch to it. I like a slight citrusy overtone.
Mm-hmm. The citrus, yeah.
Yeah. That's probably from the juniper, but man, it's so good.
Feels too expensive to drink.
It sounds weird, but does anybody, when you have a drink like this in like a little glass, like, and you want to just have like little taste over and over, do you feel like drinking like a dog where you stick your tongue in? You just get like a little bit on there. I know I'm starting to get why dogs do
That's
that.
just you, Keith.
Okay, that's just me.
Yeah. So I
That's because you put a toddler to bed right before you came here.
That's right. We stopped at the liquor store before leaving Canada, duty free. And I was looking around. I was like, what can I take home that's uniquely Canadian? Because I don't want to just buy something. I want something that's uniquely Canadian. So I went back and forth, and I was like, well, Canada's kind of known for having unique gins. Let me go see what's in the gin aisle. And this one just stood out. I was like, a yellow gin? And then I read the side of the bottle and stuff, and I was like, oh, man, this stuff sounds awesome. So that's why it's here.
That's great.
Yeah. And I've not found it in the States yet. Maybe it's here, but I haven't seen it. But in Canada, they have that up there. It's good.
I missed my cue to say that my evening was not duty-free with my toddler.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Preschooler. If he ever listens to this, he'll criticize me.
I
won't. Anyway.
So, Keith, what's this game we're playing?
Yes. Okay, so the crew requested a news game, like we've done a few times, and I was thinking, when I make a news game, they have too much liberal bias. We need to put an end to that. It is 2025. Liberalism's dead. So, I thought, what about a news draft? What if everyone picks their topics and they get to set the agenda? So we have 3 rounds of a draft. We hope this draft goes better for us than any draft has gone for the Browns in the past decade. And each round we will, I haven't quite figured out how we'll pick the first person for the first one, but we will pick a first person and then we will go in some kind of circular order, and you will pick a topic from the list. There's 8 topics on each list, and only 4 of us, so 4 will be left on the draft room floor. And while the topic will be some little pithy, stupid statement about some general news event, you can set the agenda or whatever you want for the first couple minutes. Trying to think of an example here, but if I say something about, I don't know, war crimes, you could be like, I don't know. That's a bad example. You could say whatever you want, and we have to respond to you. So instead of me being like, well, what about that? And then it might be on the defensive. No, I'm going to be in the defensive, or any one of us is going to be in the defensive. And we're going to have superlatives for each round. And the superlative, if you win it, means that, number one, at your option, you can add another topic to the list. And that topic has to be addressed by the end of that round. So, and you also get to pick your draft position. So you can decide, is that a topic you want to talk about? Or is that a topic that you want to force somebody else to talk about?
Okay. Cool.
All righty.
All right.
Should we dive in?
Sure.
All right, here we go. So our 3 rounds, our first round will be, I guess this is a religion podcast, so we should have some religion news on here. The second round will be the Epstein files, or I should say it should be to do the Epstein files or not to do the Epstein files. That is the question, because you can choose an Epstein files related topic, or you can intentionally defer and choose a frivolous, unrelated topic if you don't want to talk about the Epstein files.
Better pour me some more gin, Aaron.
And the third one, while we are hopefully all liquored up by this point, will be like serious, substantial, global, national, international policy topics like war crimes.
All right.
Alrighty.
That's going to get lighter.
Yes.
Good holiday lighthearted.
That's right. I printed out a couple of these. You guys can have one over here.
Oh, sweet.
This is the first round here. You can have one. Of course, I've got one on my computer. So our topics, we'll read them out here on our, I guess this is a religion podcast category. Number 1, did the rapture happen in September and we were all just left behind? So would you like to talk about rapture talk?
Sure.
Ice nativity scenes. Should baby Jesus, is it okay to say baby Jesus, have him in zip ties? Are you making a statement or what? Stuff the woke Pope tweeted. Is it religious persecution if a Christian student gets an F for saying the Bible says so? QED.
Interesting.
Anybody hear about that news story?
No.
Oh. Well, so I will, if you need a prompt, if you're interested in the topic, but you don't know enough about it, I will give you an initial prompt. But there was a whole thing where like a teaching assistant got like put on leave because she like very thoughtfully criticized this paper that just said like, it was a philosophy class paper that just said trans people are bad because the Bible says so or something like that. And she said like, you should develop your argument more and like be a little nicer to your classmates. And then she posted a line and like the whole internet came out with pitchforks.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway,
ouch.
Number 5, how to properly venerate Charlie Kirk.
Ouch.
6, the topic of women, quote, the topic of women's ordination requires further study. Quoted from like any number of papal documents in the last 50 years, but also one in the last month.
I was like, wait, when did it change?
Peter Thiel and the Antichrist. Is it Peter Thiel or Peter Thiel?
I've heard Peter Thiel.
Yeah, I think I just pronounced it wrong. I've already had too much of that guava gin.
Kind of like Thai or PP, right?
And
reference the islands. Reference the islands.
And an evergreen topic. In Trump's America, can we finally say Merry Christmas? I don't know about, but I haven't said it for at least a decade. But maybe it's time. All right, so we need to pick who goes first.
Okay.
I don't know how to pick that.
Paper, rock, scissors.
All right, paper. How do you do that with more than one people? All right, I'm gonna either be you. It's gonna be Aaron or Gumby, and you guys are gonna do paper, rock, scissors.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I've never lost, man. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. Right.
Rock, paper, scissors. 1, 2, 3.
Rock, double rock.
How about we let Aaron go since he's our fearless leader, and then we'll just work our way around.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. We are going
I'm good with
Aaron, and counterclockwise. I think that's counterclockwise. Yes, that is.
Yes, it is.
All right. The draft is up. Round one. Pick one. What do you pick?
What do I pick? Let's see. I got to do it. Stuff the woke Pope said.
All
tweeted.
right. Oh, and before you go on your soapbox, because you will get a soapbox here.
No, nice.
The superlative for this round is hottest take. So we will decide who has the hottest take.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
I don't have anything down that he tweeted.
Oh, okay. What has he tweeted lately? All right. What has? I asked ChatGPT a minute ago.
I do follow him on Twitter. I could open it up. Honestly, I haven't seen anything I disagree with. To be honest,
So he has been pretty spicy on immigration.
that he has been. There was a statement he made not that long ago. It wasn't really on Twitter. It was in an interview. Somebody asked me a question about America, and he said, and it had to do with like some American Christian love, I think it was. And he said, I think America needs to focus on understanding its biblical topics first, because the Bible does speak about how to treat the stranger. He's like, the reading for this last week was Matthew 25, which specifically talks about the sheep and the goats. And the reference was that it was the sheep that treated the strangers well as brothers that were greeted by Christ. So, go ahead.
I will read one of his tweets.
Okay.
This is the recent one and this is, I think it's weird that these cause controversy now, but he said, no one should be forced to flee nor exploited or mistreated because of their situation as foreigners or people in need. Human dignity must always come first. Controversial statement?
I don't think so.
Did it make the internet mad?
I don't think so.
Is it actually making the internet mad? Or is it all
probably
mirage?
is. I could guarantee it is making the internet mad. The Pope can't say something without the internet getting mad.
Is he really considered woke?
That was a little joke.
Because now we got. Oh,
He's honestly very centrist.
I was just gonna. So what is we have two non-Catholics on our panel tonight.
That's true.
I grew up Catholic.
Okay, so you do
I don't know if that is relevant. It could be.
Yeah, so you understand some of the culture, though.
Oh, definitely understand the culture.
So, yeah, I just want to know, what is he considered? Centrist, you said?
Yeah, he'd be considered more centrist.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the far right are calling him woke and leftist, but he hasn't said anything that's woke or leftist. Everything he said has been very center. So,
I think on immigration, he has been speaking stronger and clearer than Pope Francis. Even though Pope Francis was very frank,
yeah,
like his timing,
Can you
his substance is really.
is impeccable.
share what his position is? Because I'm not familiar with.
His position is that we should be more welcoming and more loving in the way that we're handling immigration. Because honestly, and here's the truth of it. We like to say that immigration is a huge problem, and then we don't like to admit the fact that we're causing the immigration problem, because we are. America's causing the immigration problem. A lot of the immigrants that are currently here were brought here to work on farms and construction. They overstayed their visa. That's like somewhere between 60 to 80% of the immigrant quote-unquote problem are people who are overstaying on their visas. And then they're getting super upset about it, and they're paying taxes. They're paying taxes. They're paying local and federal taxes. So it's not
Not
like
getting tax returns.
yeah, but so it's not. They're not getting tax returns.
So they're paying more taxes usually.
And they actually don't get access to the medical system because they don't have Social Security numbers. So I mean, it's an injustice that ironically we are causing, which some of the food shortages that you're seeing right now in the store is because of the immigrant problem, because ICE is rounding everybody up. And so now there's less people picking the crops because that's how our crops get picked. So you're seeing shortages right now because of it. But yeah, so there you go. It is a topic that I definitely follow.
I would say, without getting into the politics of it,
You're allowed to get into politics.
I would say it's probably the Pope's position, right? To look at the human side of things first is the natural inclination before really, trying to put one foot on the left or the right side. And
Yeah.
so I can't really disagree with his humanist position on it. Now, whether or not the reality ends up being that cut and dry in terms of immigration and how, people get into this country or not, that's a whole other subject.
Yeah.
But I think his approach to how he addresses it, the human needs, I don't really have a problem with that. So, but I don't know if
I'm
that
with you.
necessarily translates into real world change. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's the key, though, is how does an individual enter? I've my side, which is, you guys know me, my political views, somewhat Christian views.
Yep.
I would welcome people to come in and immigrate to this country. But post 9/11, for just one example, you could go back hundreds of years if you'd like, but you could go back just a few years. I think how people enter has to be scrutinized. And once that entry is, let's say, clean, well then, yeah, support them, be loving, be Christian.
Yeah.
But if they can't pass the entry,
Yeah.
there's some bad history, let's say, or frame of reference, gangs, what have you, I think you have every right to say you're not welcome here.
Ironically, on the 9/11 thing, for some reason, Saudi Arabia is never on the no-fly list. The people that, as I recall, took a lot of credit for all of that. Ironically, they're the ones that are never on the no-fly list.
Hey, now's not the time for your common sense. You don't.
Ooh, spicy meter's going up.
No, that is spicy. Yeah, that's good. Well, I'm talking in very general terms. I didn't try to single out any nation or group of people, but just in general.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's. I mean, can't remember a time when Mexico bombed us. Man. Just saying.
Well, that's the thing. Like traveling on an airplane, betting someone for traveling on an airplane is very different than betting someone for coming to pick crops.
Well, there's the difference between a bomb and fentanyl is just how it kills you.
I agree.
So it doesn't have to be a bomb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Foreshadowing for round 3.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely some stuff I could dip my toes in when it comes to South America, but
my point of view on like immigration was challenged, I would say, a while back when I went to California in 2016. Because a lot of my stereotypes were at play at the time. I felt like back then I was way more conservative, way more conservative than I am now, I would say, on that issue. And we went to visit some friends, some very wealthy friends who, ironically, at one point or another in time, who isn't an immigrant to this country. But he's a third-generation Italian immigrant. We're very wealthy people. Own a lot of land out there, big house, and they were good friends of my wife's family. And so we stayed over there a couple of days because we got stuck in California because of our plane just issues. And my stereotypes kicked in because I'm like, oh, these people are wealthy. They have a lot of help, right? I'm like, surely they're Republican. That's exactly where they ride horses. He smokes cigars. He drinks all the right whiskeys. He shoots, right? This guy's a Republican, right? And so we're sitting down and all my stereotypes are at play, right? My preconceived biases. And I'm like, so, obviously you guys are voting Trump, right? I'm like, And it got quiet. And the son was like, he's like, that would be incredibly bad for our state and for our business. He's like, I'll just be honest. Most of the people that work for us are, probably undocumented, but they're our family and friends. He's like, we just can't get other, I don't want to say other races or other types of people to work for them. He's like, so they build relationships in these communities and they've had them for a long time.
Yeah.
So their views are way more to the left and democratic than I ever would have thought. And I was just like taken back by that. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I think I just learned something. So
Money does definitely reflect where views go.
No doubt.
I mean, they're like really close friends. It's not like they're just like slaves working on their plantations. They're like in community with these people, doing parties, doing whatever they can to help support them.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, it's there's a lot of that over on the West Coast too. Anybody who is touched on agriculture understands how much immigrant culture is active here. I mean, I spent a lot of time in farms and stuff when I was young. That's one thing you're always going to see a lot of anytime you're around agriculture is there's a lot of immigrants working it, and that's because Americans won't do it. They just won't. It doesn't pay enough. It doesn't pay enough. So they're not going to do it.
I didn't want to say that. There was probably a certain class of, I would say, entitled people who feel like they're above that to actually work farms.
You had a pretty important theme there. I was thinking like a lot of things that are like conflicts this year and also like throughout our history. Like anytime we've had like conflict, as whether it's like, intra in the country or even like the Civil War or things like that. Everybody on this continent, they're our neighbors. Like, like Canada is our neighbors, both in the
Right.
country next border, proximate border sense, and like we interact with Canadians every day, and our government's trying to tell us that we need to hate Canadians, or like an immigrant who might be subject to an ICE raid, whether or not they're a citizen or not, because they just go looking for everybody. They're our neighbors. There are people down the street. You can drive down Pearl Road, West 25th, and there will be plenty of communities that have roots in other countries, and we eat food together. Like we go to all the same places.
We need their whiskey.
Yeah. As we're coming off this topic, I wanted to bring it back to the Pope a little bit. I was really struck. Like, number one, I should just get off Facebook because Facebook's feeding me more and more of like the hate bait. But there was one where I think it wasn't like the Pope who said it, but maybe it was like, is there a Cardinal Broglio or Archbishop Broglio or something like that? Sounds familiar. He made a similar statement to what the Pope did, and like someone is like, just remember they can only speak on like they're fallible people just like us, and like you can only speak out of faith and morals and stuff like that. And I was like, and I like replied back like, unlike the mass thugs like kidnapping people who are infallible, and that sparked the whole thing. But I was curious, do you think like religious people in general, Christians in general, and Catholics in particular, do they feel more emboldened to speak against these statements from their clergy because we have folks like J.D. Vance who are like, I'm a good Catholic, and also I am like, I'm going to tell you that the people in Springfield eat dogs?
He's a Catholic, Vance?
Yeah, yes.
I didn't know that.
Well, he's a Catholic convert.
And he apparently wants to convert us, but that's another matter. We didn't put that topic on the list if anyone wants to edit.
That would be rough.
He's a Catholic convert?
That did not go well. Yes.
Recently?
No. It was in college, right? I think it was in college.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess
So he's actually more of a newer Trump convert than he is a Catholic convert.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Catholic before he said Trump was a Nazi.
Ah, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, he's a Catholic convert. But let's just say not all of his views may be as Catholic as he thinks they are. So.
All right. Did we beat up the Pope enough?
All right. Yes, we beat the Pope or something to all right.
All right.
Next on the draft.
Next. Gumby.
What is Gumby drafting?
Oh, man.
I'm surprised you didn't take the Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel. whatever.
That was inevitable. It's coming. And I've got stuff to say on that one too. So
That means I have to pick it. Crap.
I mean, yeah. I'm going to save this one, I thought, for Tom. I'll let him pick because I think he's going to pick that one. All right, I got one. How to properly venerate Charlie Kirk.
Oh, good one. Good one.
All right. So, yeah, I guess so. My feeling on that statement, I don't know. It's kind of a mixed bag because, if you just go on media, I feel like you either hated him or you loved him. He either, he was somewhat polarizing, I think, as a person.
Okay.
On one hand, when I saw what happened, actually, I was kind of challenged by my daughter, or one of my daughters, by this, who is to the left, very liberal. And because we all had to witness this publicly as a society and, corporately taking the trauma of seeing a person be murdered,
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever your political views or your views of him, you still had to take that in. And that's traumatizing to see someone get killed.
100%.
So my daughter, who I assumed, again, man, what's up with me assigning motives to things all the time? I just do it. But it's really a thing I got a challenge within myself. But I assumed that she'd be like, oh, that's what he deserved. He was this, he was that, blah, 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 blah. She's like, Dad, his family had to see that, and his kids got to live with that image the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Especially from someone who might be on the quote unquote other side of the fence, right?
Yeah.
And it really made me think. I'm like, no one deserves to have that happen to them publicly. But how to properly venerate him as the person, there were some things that he put out there that stoked a lot of hate and division. It's not as clean cut as he was just championing the Christian faith. There are a lot of views that many people feel and are absolutely certain that we're just outright racist. And so it's a mixed bag for me. I'm holding more than just one thing. So that's my general view. So you guys feel free to comment on that.
I mean, on my side of it, I'll be honest, I didn't listen to a lot of him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The debates I loved listening to are closer to some of the ones that you and I have listened to, right? When Dawkins and Hitchens and then they've come off against very clearly well-spoken English Christians,
Mm-hmm.
like John Lennox. Those were the debates I really enjoyed listening to. So I didn't really dive into what I thought were more politically incentivized debates. I loved more of the theological ones. So that's where I listened to those ones. However, recently I have listened to a couple of things. And there are definitely some controversial things that go back
Charlie?
and forth. Yeah.
Okay.
I do have to give this to him, though. He really did go out of his way to let his opposition voice their opinion. And there is something to be said for that.
Sure.
When you're not cutting people off and you're letting them view their whole opinion, I mean, that's definitely something that shows you have a little bit of skin in the game and you're willing to hear the whole side of the opposition. So that's good. I think it's been more interesting to see what Candace Owens is doing with it, because have you guys been watching?
We have a Candace Owens block that you can elect to choose later.
Okay. Maybe we'll do that. Because I think that's very interesting what she's doing with it.
Yeah, but that's a good point. I agree with that. And I guess what I didn't necessarily like, I would say, from the evangelical right was how quickly we were to venerate him, using your word, as a saint without looking at everything in totality that he put out there. Were there seeds of division planted? Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes what might be perceived as truth can still divide people, right?
Right.
And so that's just my. I don't know. You got any thoughts?
My first thought is Jesus divided people
There you go.
big time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
So
It's
my
true.
point about saying that is dividing people necessarily a bad thing?
It isn't. I think.
I guess it's in the context, right?
I think where I stood on it because, and again, I didn't go back to listen to a bunch of things he said. I only listened to a couple of them. But some of the things that he brought up, I think, were a little more nationalistic rather than theological. And so, would Jesus have said the things that he said? I don't think so. In those instances, because they were definitely more based towards a nationalistic view rather than a theological view.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's probably more where he had his divisions. I don't think his divisions were theological. I think the divisions he had were more based on nationalism.
Well, that could very well be.
And some were outright racial. I mean, I'll give you a thing that he said. He was like, I got to be honest with you, and I'm paraphrasing his quote here, but he had his own show that he did, like what we're doing now. He's like, if I saw a black pilot, I'm going to be questioning him whether or not he's fully credentialed.
Well, yeah, that's not so cool.
So that has nothing to do with theology. That has nothing to do with nationalism, nor politics. It's like,
Yeah.
He was targeting diversity, equity.
yeah, I'm sure that was the context.
That was
Yeah.
First in his thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, again, I don't think a lot of his dividing stuff was theological. I think a lot of his dividing things were nationalism or nationalistic.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
The other part is, prior to this, I wasn't a fan of his. I didn't follow him. I didn't really know much of what he, honestly.
Okay.
So I
Got it.
that's all I got. I mean, I really didn't, he wasn't on my radar.
Okay.
You got any thoughts on Charlie?
Yeah. So my reason I stuck that slightly inflammatory word in there is I was thinking at the top of my mind this week we were talking in Ohio about the Charlie Kirk American Heritage Act. So it is something, I don't even know what kind of actual enforcement it has, but it's a vehicle in Ohio to promote the teaching in our classrooms about the positive impact Christianity has had on America's history. So it feels like for a lot of folks, proper veneration is like taking advantage of it to legally enforce more of their viewpoint. Because there's nothing really like, part of it, I think it's probably inevitable that we're going to like kind of whitewash someone's legacy or like paper over the rough edges when they die tragically. Pretty much always happens.
Yeah.
It's true.
But the political nature of this means that a lot of folks are going to use it to do things that they've wanted to do, and they get to do it. Maybe they wouldn't have gotten to do it if they didn't put Charlie's name on it.
Yeah. All right. That's a good point.
And so, yeah, it feels like it's not merely enough to say it's a tragedy. It's not nearly enough to say his legacy is complicated. You have to say he was basically a saint. And that not only that, but you need to emulate him in all these ways to the point that we need to make it part of our legal framework.
Okay. I will say that before we move to the next subject, I will say it's very interesting that it came out that there was a certain lobbyist group that he opposed right before he died.
Ooh.
So, but okay, we can move on.
Duly noted.
All right, I like this one, and you knew I would like it. Did the rapture happened in September when we were all just left behind. Now wait, before I even comment on that, can you frame the September target date?
Sure. I asked ChatGPT
This
to do
is TikTok, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is
general?
popularly known as Rapture talk. The stir began, this is quoting ChatGPT, the stir began when South African pastor Joshua Mikalela claimed in a June 2025 video that he had a vision of Jesus Christ saying that the rapture would occur on September 23rd to 24th, coinciding with the Jewish holiday Rosh Hashanah. After his claim surfaced, social media platforms, TikTok in particular, exploded with content, believers sharing preparations, prayers, spiritual warnings, rapture survival advice, people announcing life changes, some allegedly quitting jobs or selling possessions, others mocking or satirizing the prediction. The hashtag Rapture Talk went viral. Needless to say, the rapture didn't happen. He, for his part, I had a quote here from the guy who actually said the rapture was going to happen. Where was it? Oh, nuts. I can't find it. He's like, I guess it said for his part, he said that actually maybe it meant it was going to happen on October 7th or 8th.
It was all over. It was all over TikTok. I immediately had one of my.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, see, now the reason I asked is because I'm not aware of that at all.
Okay.
I have no context about that guy at all, but this is something I was wanting to share with you. So a couple things came together, and I'm going to go to the end game instead of trying to explain the whole thing because it'll take too long.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
It's 2025, right?
Yep.
What if you take biblical periods of time and you were to add Daniel's 7th week, or 70th, that's a 7-year period, right?
Could be. Unless you say...
Okay, let's say in general terms.
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
over drinks.
Yep.
And cigars.
Yep.
I'm thinking 2025 and 7 is 32. What's the
Okay.
significance of 2032 to you? And I had you in mind, Aaron.
Well, there's some thoughts that singularity is coming around that time. So...
I don't know what that is.
So singularity is when
Is this a computer thing?
sort of. Okay. So it's when humans and AI come together.
Okay.
And that singularity is when all humans are tapped into AI, and it becomes as one.
Well,
but it's okay. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. It's spoken of as taking place somewhere between 2032 and 2040.
Okay, well,
So
That's supposed to happen?
what hit me
singularity, yeah.
when I started thinking about this, I went to my notes, that Sir Anderson book, really good stuff. And he was like a Sherlock Holmes era.
He was, yeah.
And so if you
behold a pale horse.
and again, you just taking general terms of the Bible. Now, I'm not saying any of this is like, this is what I believe, by the way. But it's interesting to think about in these terms. From Adam to Christ was roughly 4,000 years.
Could be.
Roughly, yeah, exactly.
Could be, yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Christ to 2032 is almost exactly 1,000 years because he was crucified, according to Sir Robert Anderson, in 32, not 33, not 31 or 30, 32. And that's 6,000 years, and then the 1,000-year millennium is 7,000 perfect. 7's a perfect number. Now, what happened in October? You had the Israeli peace treaty
Okay.
that Netanyahu didn't attend. Why? Because it was a Jewish holiday. I found that interesting. So it made me think about, are we in the 70th week right now? And 2032 is the end of that 7-year period, which would be 6,000 years between Adam and that date.
Okay.
And that could usher in a millennium. But what has to take place before then is the rapture, Armageddon, all that stuff. And you know what? If this was where we're still, are shooting like the Revolutionary War, where everybody's standing 20 feet away shooting, these little round pellets. That's one thing. But I mean, think of the destruction man has today.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Think of the AI thing. Think of how complex everything is. Is it all that far-fetched to believe we're not living in end times?
It's not.
And we've heard a lot of people talk about it and speculate, but
I need more alcohol.
I'm talking, and it's really not at all far-fetched to think that this could be like some really epic times.
It could be.
That we're living in, and it's all sobering. And I think whether you're living in those times or not, the key is you should live as if you are, because that's really what right, the teachings are, to not be a listener but a doer and all that stuff. So you should be sober-minded in your daily walk. And so whether it is or isn't, I guess, whether I'm going to be raptured in the next 3 days, months, 3 years.
I think what surprised me was that even after so many failed prophetic attempts to make a date, that people would still do it.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're convinced, I just wouldn't put the date out publicly.
Right.
I would quietly, if I was convinced, tell all my friends and family, hey, listen, sharpen up.
Yeah.
And in the older traditional churches, Catholic, Orthodox, even Lutheran, that's actually to think that a rapture is coming is actually a heresy. It's Chiliasm. That's actually it's actually spoken against. It's heresy. It's interesting. There's Justin Martyr actually spoke about that all the way back in what was that, 125 AD, right? Where he said, well, I think that the rapture is going to happen pretty soon, and the rest of the church, I have to let the fathers, agree. I'm not an authority here, and guess what? The rapture didn't happen. So, and that was in 125 AD.
There's a whole.
It's interesting. It's interesting. We did an early episode on that. We could revisit that too. It's very interesting.
Well, here, think of it. In the middle of the 7-year period is when the Antichrist goes into the sacred place, right?
Shut up.
Is it all that hard to believe somebody who is at peace with Israel now won't break this so-called peace that we're in?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's like every contract that I get signed, I'm just waiting for them to want to renegotiate.
Right.
So every peace treaty they sign, I'm just waiting for the next war to break out.
Yeah.
They still hate each other. They're taking a pause. Peace is another word for pause. Men have been fighting and killing each other since the beginning.
Since we.
So it's just a pause. There's no such thing as peace on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least the kind that would exist as we think of it in heaven.
Well, if you concede to my concessions, then we can have a peace, right? As long as you serve my interests.
Yeah.
And are, mutually benefiting, then we can have a
While
peace.
they're weak, they will agree to it until they're stronger, and then they won't agree.
Speaking on Daniel, though, because there's prophecies in Daniel that for some reason most churches completely ignore. If you go to 2 and 7, chapters 2 and 7, it actually goes back and forth, and he speaks about the coming nation. Now, first off, it starts off with the stone cut without hands. Now, obviously, it's a reference to Christ, right? Because he was the stone cut without hands. And it says that his nation would slowly overtake the whole earth, and his priesthood would never end. Well, sure enough, in comes Christ. He starts a priesthood. By the way, that priesthood is still around. If you look at the Catholic Church, the Orthodox Church, that priesthood is still around. It now sits in every nation on the planet. It's his nation is slowly overtaking the whole planet. And so if you go to the fulfillment of that prophecy, once is in every nation, in comes Christ, and in comes New Eden, and in comes the ushering. So it's really interesting when you dive into the actual prophecies that Daniel put out there, because I think we're actually seeing that happen.
All I know is I've been living in the end times since I was a child, and my mother let me know.
I got to ask Tom this question. I know you don't necessarily believe this is the end times, but there are a lot of folks who follow that line of reasoning that could be, in a decade or whatever. Yeah. And there are folks in our government who, if they don't believe it themselves, they appease others. They do, like the whole moving the embassy to Jerusalem years ago, etc. Mm-hmm. So what is if people in the government or whoever, if they strongly suspect the world is going to end, basically, or the Antichrist is going to take over in 10 years or whatever, a very short period of time, what is the role of government? Should it be trying to line up the prophecies? Should it be trying to consolidate as much as power as possible to fight the Antichrist? What should it do?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I wish my buddy Ron was here, because it's a very simple answer. There's only so many basic things between the federal and the state, but what the feds should do should be to manage foreign affairs, any currency that's common, and there's a third thing, maybe a fourth, but it ends there. The national government should not be involved in what you do on a daily basis. Now, the state government's a little different, and states have different, at least the way our Constitution was put together, right? And they knew there would be this battle between what the feds want to dictate. The supremacy clause is a factor in this. But I truly believe that, as imperfect as all those people were when they drafted the Constitution, they put something that really was good, unprecedented in history. They took into account all these philosophers that came before them. So, it wasn't like they had nothing to work with. They had a lot to go on, and they put something really good together. But I guess to answer your question, the federal government should be very, very distant, and our state government should be more important to us. But the problem is, because we're so internationally entwined with all these countries, I focus on what's going on an international basis much more than I'm concerned about what our governor's doing or our mayor's doing.
Yeah.
So should they govern as if the Antichrist or the apocalypse is coming?
Absolutely not. I would say no. Yeah. Now, again, I say that kind of knee-jerk because, when I think of problem solving, managing things, you want as much information as you can get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So things that are relevant or could be relevant, you should be thinking about them, but to do their job, no, I'm going to go with the quick answer. My gut says no, they shouldn't.
Cool.
They shouldn't take that into account.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Right. Before moving on to our last of the round.
Wait. Before we go any further.
Okay. We do need more to drink.
We are going to introduce this wonderful beer that Gumby brought us, Karate in the Street. Masthead Mike was hanging out in the cellar practicing his karate moves, wondering when the shipment of Creo Fresh Mosaic was coming in from Yakima Chief. Suddenly, massive amounts came flying in through the loading dock, and with lightning-quick reflexes, he roundhouse kicked them right into this beer. Brought to you from Masthead. It is a ABV of 8.2 and an IBU of 23.
We need that.
All right.
Just remember the other defense. They got to get all the states to work together in defense.
Very crisp.
That was a key attribute.
Ooh,
This can is spectacular, and if you notice the logo on side, it's made by someone very local.
8.0s are.
nice.
Other side.
That's a serious nerd.
That designer is like in our neighborhood.
Really?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's cool. This is a local artist.
Yeah, very local.
Nice.
Mastheads.
Cheers,
You
gents.
never let us down.
All right.
Look at that color. Oh my gosh. Wow.
It's got a nice frosty yellow to
The
it.
citrus is coming right on my nose. Love it.
Ooh, that fragrance is so nice. It's got,
It truly
goes
does.
with
it's got a
the,
nice head to it.
The gin.
Yeah, there you, it does.
Might be the night to mix it.
I don't know about that.
Oh
Ooh,
my lord. That
That's
smells
nice.
so good.
If I had to live in a brewery, I probably would be Masthead.
Masthead.
It's always unique. It's always special.
Yes,
Very good.
they have not failed us once.
Their pizza, man.
Oh, yeah, it's great pizza.
Oh.
Yeah, I love that one.
Brick oven pizzas there.
Yeah, I love that one. What is that? The margarita they do with the basil on top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good. That is nice. It's got a very slight pininess to it, but it's a sweetness as well. It's a sweet pininess. So it's not overbearing. It's not like trying to stick in your face. It's got a nice little overtone to it. It's a little bit sweet. It's a little bit piney. It has a fresh feeling in your mouth.
Ooh.
It's good. It's good. I like
That's
it.
hoppy.
Yeah, but that sweetness kind of helps.
Yeah, it's a good hoppy.
It balances it.
I'm not an IPA guy,
Yeah.
but I do like this.
I would drink it while doing karate in the street.
But I was so sad because they had another one that I was so excited to pick up. I didn't get to it in time. It was called their Muay Thai.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
I know.
That'd be perfect.
And I was hoping they had something left over hidden, but they had nothing.
Yeah. Well,
So.
maybe we could talk about that when we talk about my book and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a whole series of books coming out now. So, good stuff.
And beer.
Nice.
Yeah, this is good. All right.
All right. So before I get to my draft pick, one little pithy anecdote from the last story here. I was listening to the Believe It or Not YouTube show, and they were doing Rapture talk, and they had played one of the videos of one of the women who was like deep into it, and she was like, "Yeah, I got the word of God that the rapture is going to happen on the 23rd, and I had to go into work that day, but I really wanted to make sure I was home with my family when the rapture happened." And she was like, she's like, "I'm just praying to God, like, please give me like a sign or something, or like do something, make something happen, make a, like there being like bad weather or the heat goes out or whatever, so that I don't have to go into work that day." And then my prayer was answered. I got fired the day before.
Lord works in mysterious ways.
Hold on. It sounds like she was priming it. She said bad weather in Ohio.
Oh,
I don't know if it was in Ohio. It was.
Oh,
it was-
okay,
yeah,
okay.
I have no idea, but yeah. All right. I'm gonna need Aaron to fill in some blanks here, but based on his comments earlier, I feel I'm being goaded. I'm goading myself into picking Peter Thiel and the Antichrist. So what struck
Ooh,
me,
it's kind of related.
I kind of forgot about this for a few months because I saw like a coworker posted a funny comment about like people you would want to talk about this subject or something like that. When it was posted up that he was going to do this series of talks, and then I forgot about it. Then it happened, and then there was this whole like
That's right. He did a mini tour.
yeah, he did like a whole series.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I guess like the big thing that's like been the big deal is like his description of like who the Antichrist would be, which is Greta Thunberg, the climate activist.
Really? That's who he thought?
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
like the idea for him is that it would be someone who is wanting to halt technological progress through grandiose statements about climate change, I don't even know if there's any more details about like why it's not a particularly deep thought. But and this is the part I can't find right now, but there was someone doing an interview, maybe it was a podcast or something. They were interviewing him after that. And they were talking about the Greta Thunberg thing. And then the interview was like, well, like you're this guy who like has his fingers in Palantir, like at the forefront of like the mass surveillance state. And like the Silicon Valley takeover of government, like you've been behind like major candidates like JD Vance, the freaking vice president. Like, isn't there an argument that you could be the Antichrist?
Yep.
And I forget what he said, but he was like, "Oh no, that's totally different."
Yeah, he almost can't speak. At that point, he just like he just really.
Hey, have you seen the South Park episode?
No.
Peter Thiel knows the Antichrist.
I'm so mad that I'm still a few episodes behind on South Park this season. I have to.
Oh yeah, they go to a big spiel, and then he comes to the school, and then he gives a big presentation on how you can tell who the devil is and the Antichrist and all that.
I'm convinced he is the Antichrist now. If you're going to blame Greta Thunberg, I mean that's really what he thinks of people who believe in end times theology and the Antichrist, is that we would think that Greta Thunberg would be the Antichrist.
People hold back technology. Wait,
wow.
So what does he think about the Amish?
Are they the elect or something?
I mean, that's a confession. He's the Antichrist.
Yeah. So that's maybe my spiciest take on this. I mean, it's probably not that spicy. Is I feel like anytime you're talking about, like, it's really hard to talk about the Antichrist or the end times, like, without it like being more of like a casual interest or academic, or like if you're in the position where you're advocating that the end times are going to happen here or going to happen there, and like you're seriously gunning for it, you've got something else going on. Like maybe you're like that woman who got fired and you're just farming for clicks, or maybe like you're like Peter Thiel and you're trying to distract people while you're actually doing the thing. Like you're consolidating power.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So I mean, it's classic. Go blame the other guy, and not just go blame them for like bad stuff, but like no, they're actually the devil, and I'm the good guy.
In philosophy, we call that a red herring.
Yeah, I think what's notable too is it's not just with the apocalypse, but we're seeing in general a lot more. I don't even classify this. It's like the rhetoric has gone beyond like this is a bad thing, this is a good thing, these are bad guys. Like we've always kind of like demonized our opponents, but now we're going back to like aggressively who can be like the most old school and how you demonize your opponents. So we have what was this guy? Oh, he's another Palantir guy.
Of course he is.
Just the other day.
Wait, is this Carp?
You need to update me on Carp because I saw his name pop up and I was like, oh crap, there's another one. I'm talking about John Lansdale, who the other day called for the return of public hangings. Like, that's how we have to stop crime, is we got to hang people in the public square, and then the criminals will get the message. So it's like this one-upmanship, like, I'm going to talk about the Antichrist. I'm going to talk about hanging people. Like, what's next?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's scary. Where do I start? Good Lord. Well, hold on. Let's before we leave Peter Thiel.
Do you believe in that, the Antichrist, Aaron?
Is
there a Catholic position on that, or
sort of? We can come back to that. Before we leave Peter Thiel. So he was recently in an interview, all right, and the interviewer asked him. They're like, "Well, yeah. I mean, after all, you want to help sustain humanity, right?" He had the longest hesitation.
oh, I heard about that.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Why are you hesitating? Why are you hesitating? If so you don't want humanity to move on? That caused me to dive a little bit. Hold on. So who is this guy? Turns out he's a huge transhumanist.
oh yeah, they're all
Huge.
eugenists.
Oh, no, not closet. He is a huge transhumanist.
Yeah, that's how they reframed the word eugenist. They don't want to say eugenist anymore because it's a bad word.
Yeah. He firmly believes that the only way humanity survives is if we completely embed and chip ourselves kind of like the Borg from Star Trek. Yeah, like he's a huge proponent of transhumanism in the most drastic ways. Yeah. And that's so to go to the next level, this is the guy who's on contract with our current administration to fingerprint every single citizen of the United States. Right now, not just us, but with our military. Palantir is incorporated into every facet of the current administration. Its citizens, its military, everything. Everything you do right now is monitored by Palantir. Everything the military does is done through Palantir. Mm-hmm. Everything is through, by the way, this is not a government contractual team. This is, oh, well, now it's contractual. But but they're not part of the government. They're contracted by the government to monitor everything we do. So they're embedded. They're now monitoring everything inside of Google, Microsoft, you name it, OpenAI, and there's not a move you can make. They're turning our entire country into a police state. So it's getting to a point where if you simply want to protest something, they may go after you. They might tank your credit score. It's getting that bad right now.
Yeah.
It's turning into what China's currently doing, where they have like a social number for you. And if you move against the government,
credit system. Yeah.
That's what they're moving us to right now. And that's what Palantir is currently doing against us in the United States. So, okay, move on.
It's like these guys' goal is to like actually make real life a Black Mirror episode. Actually, what I was thinking about a minute ago when he talked about like he hesitated on like whether he wanted the human race to continue.
Yeah.
So there's often like this constant theme that it's like some like stupid stuff they like are romanticizing from their childhood that they now want to make like national policy. And I was thinking about like, okay, all these guys at this point are like, you know, like our age basically. And like I grew up playing like Japanese Super Nintendo role-playing games. And the final boss, he would be like comically over-the-top nihilist. Like it'd be like, I want to swallow everything into the void. I want to crash a giant meteor into the world because I just want pure nothingness. Mm-hmm. And like I'm realizing like these guys are channeling like role-playing game final bosses.
It's as if they were watching Star Trek and the Borg came up and they were like, oh, that's it. That's the good idea. We should all be the Borg. It's like they aligned themselves with like Star Trek warned us that this is a bad thing if we go into with technology in the wrong way. And they're like, oh, no, that's the good idea.
They're seeing like Nick Fuentes and being like, man, Nazi, like worshiping Nazis is too like tame. Like I got to go further than that. I got to go straight for the Borg.
The stuff that like Musk has done with these chips that they can implant and this Borg concept is actually...
He's one of theirs.
Yeah,
it's not a movie anymore. It's actually... They can do this stuff.
They can.
At least aspects.
They can. I will...
I'm not saying that's good, by the way. I'm just saying they could do it.
I'm not saying that I align with everything he's doing, but the idea of the chip was actually really well done. So the idea of the chip was actually to try to help people who are paraplegics. It's to help the communication between the brain and your limbs. So I don't want to just toss all of Elon Musk's ideas of Neuralink into the fire and say it's all evil. The inception was actually really good. It was actually trying to help people restore their abilities. So I kind of commend some of those ideas. That's kind of really cool, right? I think that there's aspects that they're trying to aim for, they're going too far.
Yeah.
So
I think it's always kind of sold to the public as beneficial for the public. So I think like the Musk and all those rich Silicon Valley billionaire types like Thiel, like Karp, and all the other PayPal mafia associates, they're just eugenists, and it comes down to control with that. And for them, when the population is too big and it's too hard to control, then it's harder for them to manage that. and profit from it. So
What the hell was in the donuts in the PayPal break room? Seriously. It's like, oh man, this is a totally different. I think I've mentioned this at one point, but there's like a weird number of like very toxically rad trad like uber Catholics that came out of like the like 1990s reboot of the Little Rascals. Like they are so like one of them's like so toxic. Like there's like really, really conservative Catholic people actually like me and Aaron know that this person like goes after for not being sufficiently rad trad. Anyway, that's enough.
But going back to Antichrist though, yeah. I don't necessarily think if it's one person or not. I think it's more of a spirit that's embodied by these types of people that seek to just control a life of humanity that is completely, blessed are the poor, blessed, for they shall inherit the kingdom of the earth. And they want a complete inverse of that to control.
Yeah.
And they have the money to throw behind it.
Yeah. To comment on something you had said earlier about Antichrist, I think it was actually Paul who hit on it inside the New Testament. So here's how many times is the Antichrist inside the book of Revelation?
Oh, I don't know the number, but it's. Oh, wait a minute! It's counterintuitive. It's less than you think, not more.
So how many times do you think he's in the book of Revelation?
Probably 0.
He is never referenced in the book of Revelation. Not once. Not a single time.
The beast is.
The beast is. We can
Satan.
We can wrap around to that.
Antichrist.
Yeah, we can wrap around to that. Paul specifically does mention. Actually, I'm sorry, it's not Paul. It's John. John specifically references the Antichrist. And John was very specific of this. If you go back and read the epistles of John, he never once talks about the Antichrist. He talks about the Antichrist as the spirit of the Antichrist. And then he references the Antichrist as being the spirit in every generation that is oppositional to Christ.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That to me works coherently.
We could see that in history.
Yes.
And it plays out in a system.
Exactly. Yeah. So in every generation there's Antichrist. It is not one person. There's a movement in every generation that's Antichrist.
Baptists.
How do you really feel? So it's very interesting when you dive back into what does the Bible actually say? Well,
there you go again, Aaron.
There's always a spirit of Antichrist.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Well, we'll figure out how to weave in the Antichrist in the next round, which is to Epstein files or not to Epstein files. So we have to vote. We have to figure out who was our spiciest take. Tom went right for the apocalypse, so that was pretty spicy in my mind.
Mm-hmm. You won.
You won. So you get to choose your position in the next round.
My position. Now, what do you mean by that?
Like what order you want to? Do you want to be the first, second, third, or fourth?
I'll start.
Okay. And then now, and I won't make you choose this now. You can decide to add another topic of your choice, either when you go or after that, which would force someone by the end to address the topic.
Ooh.
So
I get to.
It's a deep one.
Pick the next topic is what you're saying.
If you want to, you can pick one of the existing topics, or now we have a new list. So we're on round 2. We're on a whole new list. Yes, we are on a new list. So I will collect the old list so we don't get confused.
Okay, all right. I thought I was gonna.
Yeah, so we are here. I will introduce our topics here for the Epstein files or not to Epstein files.
Oh boy,
let's go for it.
So
it's relevant. It's
it is relevant. Yeah. So let me read them. Let me read them off here. Tom is going to draft first once we read it. Once we go through these. So
I love this. Okay,
our topics are from release to files to it's a hoax to release to files, clown show or 8-dimensional chess.
Ooh.
Trump escapes from this scot-free and everything else, and just like everything else, right? Bubba, Prince Andrew, Larry Summers, or who knows? Who is your favorite minor character in the Epstein files? Marjorie Taylor Greene and the conscience of the Republican woman.
Oh, I want that one.
Is Mike Johnson okay? And
I can hear Alex Trebek just reading this right now.
and here are the deflection topics. I meant to say, how long does South Park get away with it? What is going on with Donald Trump's hands, and why does he keep falling asleep all the time?
Oh my God.
And for you, Aaron, something Candace Owens, something TLDR.
Or I can take that one.
But I guess you have time to decide because they'll go.
That's true.
Tom, myself, you, and
All right, let's do it.
Gumby. And of course, you get to create another topic if you want to.
No, I'm not going to create. I'm going to go with the Bubba.
All right.
'Cause I saw this on late night.
Oh, that's a spicy one. You want to talk spicy? That's a spicy one.
I don't know that one, so I'm excited.
Gumby, you were going to get so excited over this one.
Allegedly, Trump blew Bubba. And who's Bubba? It's Bill Clinton.
Well, is it?
Well, is it?
Is
There
it?
It is. So I just think it's hilarious.
Wait, what?
Bill Clinton's nickname is Bubba.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I do remember that
Yeah.
vaguely.
And allegedly in these files or in the emails,
With
Donald
Putin, with
Trump
Putin.
gave Bill Clinton or Bubba a blowjob.
Come on.
It's in the emails. It was released. It is an actual
It came
email.
up on late night.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
It was
the
Wait
late
a
night.
minute.
That's the only reason I would know that. I mean,
So-
how else would I?
Can I background it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So there was an email that came out,
Okay.
and it was actually a reference from Putin asking about whether the picture had come out of Trump blowing Bubba.
Literally, the quote is, ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Well,
The weird thing is during this time period, there actually are pictures of Trump and Clinton around Epstein's parties.
Those parties had to get pretty frequent, you know?
so you want my take on this?
Yes.
I think it makes for great late night because I even had a laugh.
It was funny. It was funny. It
And,
was
and
funny.
I'm not watching these late night guys because I necessarily follow them and appreciate them and all that stuff. But I even laughed. So,
It was funny. It was funny.
I mean,
Well, when the name is
thought
Bubba,
of
you
it
gotta
is-
laugh.
It's hilarious, right? And then you think, well, could it have happened? I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Who
And
knows?
tell me you haven't said things in joking ways
True.
that are really derogatory and you're just trying to make light of a situation or something.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
could it be true? Yeah.
I mean, there-
And here's why. Because all these people you think, you see them in their environments, right?
Yep.
Of other people. But who are they really when they go behind the curtain? You know, or they're by themselves, or they're with other people who think just like they do and want to experiment. I mean, you know what? I'll just.
Tom's going to win the next round, too.
I'm just saying, it would not shock me if it was true.
Yeah.
Think of how eccentric the guy is,
Yeah.
and how think about it. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it's true or untrue. It just wouldn't.
to back up what you're saying, there was a certain something that our current president said that caught everybody a little off guard. And he was talking about Arnold Palmer, right?
Oh, my God.
And he actually says, man, Arnold Palmer, that was a man's man. Even other guys who were in the shower with him, saw him walked out. They were like, wow, look at that. Yeah, that is a man's man. I mean, that was, and everybody was like, wait, did you just say what I think you said?
So I was about to say, like, I don't believe it just because, like, Trump tries so hard to be, like, very conventionally heterosexual and, like, also have, like, no, like, interior thought life at all. But then you reminded me of that, and I'm like, nah, anything's on the table.
To Tom's point,
I mean,
Might have blown Bubba and Tom.
he's said a few things that are like,
hey, this is
What was that show? It was real popular a few years ago. With the presidency. Oh, not West Wing.
West Side. West Wing was a very popular one. Yeah.
It was on Netflix. Anyway,
House of Cards.
No. But it's a group of politicians, and they're not going to a Ku Klux Klan rally, but they're going to some really bizarre thing
Okay.
where they got hoods on and they're like worshiping this statue.
Or your eyes wide shut.
And it turns out they're all, something like that. Something like that.
Yeah.
I swear that happened in House of Cards as well. But go ahead.
House of Cards. That might be it.
That was like one with Kevin Spacey?
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. That's
I
House of
swear I
Cards.
saw that
That's House of
episode.
Cards.
So that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these government officials
like the
and,
most popular
doing
one.
the wildest things.
Yeah.
all right. So, all right, here's me having to be devil's advocate here. Jeez,
Leave
never
it to
thought that I
evangelical
would.
to bring things back around.
Never thought I'd have to be in a position to quote unquote defend Trump. Because, all right, yeah. But let me just say this: with all the time that they've had to redact, I mean, because they've been stalling for a while. Let's just call it for what it is.
Put 1,000
All
people
right.
on the files. Yeah.
They've had plenty of time to stall, redact, and to let out anything that doesn't maybe shine negative light on our current president. Why would they just let that come out?
I mean, who was it that came out and they said, well, Bubba's not Clinton. That actually,
it was his brother, Mark Epstein.
yes.
Who I'm
Yeah.
really curious to hear more from Mark
So,
Epstein.
so Mark Epstein did say that Bubba was not Clinton.
Oh.
He didn't say that the whole other thing didn't happen.
Mark, just tell
but
us who
he
Bubba
did
is.
say that Bubba wasn't Clinton.
I'm just saying they've had so much time, so many, I mean, thousands and thousands of pages to work on. And this, I'm sure he's had a whole administration working on this redaction for him. Teams of lawyers.
True.
At the highest level redacting.
Highest level.
I can't see something like that getting out.
Maybe we're all missing the clues, and maybe Bubba is actually Arnold Palmer.
You know, and the only thing they would say that I've seen of Trump, I mean, and again, I'm trying to stay middle of the road on Trump. That I would say, you know what, that I would probably lend credibility to what Tom is saying, was when I saw his interview along with the current New York mayor that just got elected. What's his name?
Mamdani.
Mamdani.
Yeah.
And they were asking him, "Oh, are you a fascist? You support fascism?" And I'm paraphrasing here. I don't remember
yeah.
exactly. And Mamdani was like, "Oh," he was kind of caught off guard. And Trump was like, just say you are. It's easier to just say and admit it than it is to try to defend it."
That's true. That's true. And they
And-
actually got along really well.
And when I saw that, I'm like, "Oh my God, it's just a game.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. Yeah, just say you are, and we'll get it. We'll move on."
Yeah.
That attitude behind it, like, all right, so what? So I blew Bubba. Shit gets out. I mean, who cares? I'm a billionaire. What are you going to do about it?
It could be. I will say.
No, I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm like, 'cause this is the first time I've heard this crazy story.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go in the other direction for a second, and it actually has to do with an email that happened that was released between Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein. And Epstein said when Ghislaine, she emailed him about something about Trump, and his response was, "Oh, he doesn't have a good bone in his body. He's the worst person I've ever met." How bad are you a person when the ringleader of a pedophile group says that you're the worst person they've ever met.
About Trump. She's
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, wait a minute. The pedophile ringleader just said that you're the worst person he's ever met. He said there's not a good bone in his body. That's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary.
Way to start this one off, Tom.
All right, I'm transitioning, and I'm going to burn my topic so we can continue this.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick. I was going to pick something else, but I'm going to pick Trump escapes from the scot-free, just like everything else, right? Yeah.
Yes.
He gets away with it.
Yeah, he will.
I mean, he's absolutely
Untouchable.
He's definitely screwed underage women probably plenty of times, and it doesn't matter. Nothing matters in politics anymore.
Yeah.
Trying to think of any like more to elaborate on this. I'd have to go like dig it up. But there was like a Facebook friend who posts horrible takes on politics, and he's been like every step of the way he's adjusted his argument to bolster the president. And when the president said like, yes, release the Epstein files, I'm going to sign it. He was like, yep, this is all just a big deflection. We're just, this is the 8-dimensional chess. This is the, he's just keeping everybody distracted by saying, let's release the files, then let's not release the files, then let's release the files again. And y'all are eating it right up.
Yeah.
So we are the rubes. He's not the guy shaking in his pants, like worried that everybody's going to find out what he did on the Lolita Express. No, we are the idiots.
Yeah.
It is Trump's world. We are just living in it.
Interesting.
Is it though? Because
he will never die. He's immortal, I bet.
according to
that chip in his head.
according to what he had said, he had met his current wife on the Lolita Express.
Ew. Man, I don't...
He met her
Did he meet her?
on the plane. That's according to the transmissions back and forth.
Didn't like Jelaine, or was it Jeffrey Epstein that introduced him? Didn't Jeffrey Epstein claim that he
met
with
them
Melania before he Trump?
Well, you got to sample the goods, right?
There is some indication that
That's that world.
There is an indication that Epstein and Melania were a thing before she went to Trump. Yeah. There is some mounting evidence that was probably a thing.
See, and that's where I feel like the whole Epstein files can get us completely misguided, in a sense. Not that they're not important, not that if you do wrong, you shouldn't be, exposed and whatever.
Yeah.
Held accountable. That's not what I'm saying. But I think there's a bigger issues behind the Epstein files. That's not just this person did this thing, this person slept with that person. That's important.
Yeah.
Those people should be held accountable. Again, I'm saying that. But I think the bigger issue is the fact that what it represents in our country, that our politicians on both sides are blackmailed.
Everywhere.
That to me is a huge corruption thing that, as long as we stay distracted by Bubba, then...
Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. I'm like, the bigger issue of what the Epstein files really exposes that our politicians are and can be and are probably held right now at gunpoint.
Yeah.
By whatever it is they may have done in the past. That to me is a bigger issue.
Maybe we should get artificial intelligence as our next president, because this whole idea of we're going to elect somebody that's morally great.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. At least the computer wouldn't have those issues, right? So why don't we build a machine to be our president?
Well,
After all, if everybody wants a perfect president,
there is an argument
with
for
no
that.
moral issues, you could program a machine to be like that.
What you're saying right now, there actually is an argument right now going on in the tech world for something like that.
It's
it would be intelligent.
Exactly what Peter Thiel
And
wants.
make
I was going to say, you're programming an AI to
decision.
make decisions like
That's
Peter
what
Thiel.
Palantir wants.
Well, I'm saying that, of course, in
Yeah.
Just-
Ingest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this idea that you're going to somehow find a person who's this perfect moral, and that's because of that, they should be the leader. Is that really, where we're going? I mean, or even necessary or productive?
No, it's a good. I mean, it's a good
Yeah.
thought, and I understand that point of view. And I'm not saying the person, whoever's leading the head of the country, but there should be a certain level of things that we should expect from people who are governing.
Well, there is that. Yes.
It would be nice if our governors, if our electors, if our politicians, our senators, our presidents were A, or not felons, B, not predators. Like,
Yeah.
that's not a lot to ask for, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to be imperfect. I mean, we're all imperfect. I get that.
Great.
But if you get convicted for being a predator, that should disqualify you.
You'd think. I mean, I say over and over again, I really do think our last great leader was JFK. A greatly flawed person.
Great.
An insanely flawed
Insanely
person.
flawed.
But you know what? He stood up for the right things.
And he got us through a tough period.
And I'm not going to rabbit trail on this one. Let's just say, without rabbit trailing, I firmly believe, and I think I've tied all the knots together to show that he died because he was standing up for the people. So,
I mean, the other alternative is like, well, then what's left for people like that who are predators and who are convicted felons? Like, maybe let's say
Maybe not president.
P. Diddy, right? Right? He's a trafficker. He's a predator. He's whatever he is.
yeah.
Well, he'll make a great president now.
Yeah. Great importer of baby oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's okay to have some standards. And
Absolutely.
Regardless of who becomes president or not, or how moral they are, I would like to see some powerful people held to account at some point.
that's what I'm saying.
Like
Yeah.
it
Oh,
never
it ain't gonna
freaking
happen. They got
happens.
the lawyers and the
100%.
money to get them out. Get out of jail free. They all got that.
Like
kind
how
of-
many? Like he got that sweetheart deal from that guy who was later in the Trump administration. Like, and this happens over and over and over again. Like nobody's willing to prosecute a politician or another powerful person.
Because you can't.
Rules
the
for
president.
thee, not for me.
Yeah.
Wait, Bob Dylan had the best lyric.
I love Bob Dylan. Good.
Steal a little, and they put you in jail. Steal a lot, and they
Yeah.
make you a king.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
That's exactly.
Because you know what? I'll be honest.
on.
It's got me wishing. It's got me hoping. Because the pendulum's going to turn. If we have elections again, someday there'll be someone from the other party. If we have elections again.
Yeah. I don't know.
It makes me want someone who does what Trump does to people opposed to him from the other side. And that's a bad thought. I shouldn't say that aloud. But I want, some days I want a Democratic president who threatens to throw Pete Hegseth in jail. And not just threatens, but executes on it. I want that because Pete Hegseth, to me, is a war criminal. He's a murderer.
I mean, he might actually agree with you on that.
Or someone who, instead of, having ICE deport, anybody with brown skin, he creates a new Gestapo that deports, Republican politicians. I don't know why not. You're like,
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
or like basically someone who it's gonna make people on the other side want someone who abuses the power in their favor instead of wanting someone who actually brings justice to the position. And that is also a bad thing.
It is.
That is a bad impulse, and I don't want to
agree.
believe
It's
that.
a terrible
That's
impulse.
the problem with the two-party system. That's
It's
a whole
not,
other-
but the two-party system did not do that for a very long time. It did not do that until the last 30 years with the moral majority coming up all the way to Trump.
That's
the reason why they call Biden Creepy Joe.
Listen, I actually created a report. I was like, I wonder if I could do this. I worked back and forth with an AI, and I said, I want to know, Go across the last 6 administrations. Show me consecutively exactly how bad the last 6 administrations were at taking citizens' rights away and empowering corporations. So,
Interesting.
and guess what? It did a very nice job creating a report that showed how everyone, regardless if it was Democrat or Republican,
Better watch it, Aaron. Get that knock on your door. Nice.
But wait a minute, did it
Took-
account for
took
the
away-
fact that the Supreme Court has usually been the one doing that in the last 30, 40 years? And that does not shift with the administration.
well, again, it's the last 6 straight administrations consecutively, and every administration removed more citizens' rights and gave more empowerment to corporations.
But once again, I will say that, and actually this is an interesting point because a lot of the bad things that happen via the Supreme Court during Biden's administration, if you ask the average person, they will blame it on Biden, even though Trump appointed all those judges.
But here's the thing. When the president of either administration is not vetoing it, but just simply signing it, that tells you that they're
you can't
copacetic.
sign a Supreme Court ruling.
Well,
as a
no.
president.
What I'm saying is each one of these bills had to pass through, right? And they were never opposed. These bills were not opposed when it came to removing citizens' rights and empowering corporations. There was no opposition to them.
I just can't think of a single bill that was signed in the Biden administration that would have fit that criteria. Everything was Supreme Court action.
How do we rationalize Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky, you know? And him even hanging with Epstein. He was, you know, for me, he was the biggest playboy there was.
Oh, he was a huge playboy.
You know, maybe since JFK. I don't know.
Didn't the Supreme Court say you couldn't cancel student debt, and they did it anyway?
They never succeeded in doing it. They stopped.
Succeeded. But
No, they stopped when the Supreme Court said they couldn't.
But he immediately said we're going to find a way around it.
Well, yeah, that's what the Trump administration does now
Wait,
when they try to do
before-
things.
Without Trump being involved, as soon as the Supreme Court voted that this canceling student debt is not correct or legit, he immediately came right out and said we're going to find a way around it. So to his point, it happens on both sides.
But is that taking away someone's rights?
I'm not debating the rights issue. I'm saying how the branches of government don't respect each other. There's supposed to be a balance,
Well, I don't.
and they're all like competing against each other.
I don't fault either administration with having a ruling against them and then looking at an alternate legal avenue.
Okay.
I'm okay if Trump does that. I'm okay with Biden does that.
alternates.
I am not okay when the Supreme Court says that the things that Trump does are okay, and then if Biden does the same thing or vice versa, they're not okay. I'm not okay with the Supreme Court playing favorites. And they're clearly doing, like, for instance, everything possible to promote gerrymandering that Trump wants mid-cycle right now, for instance.
But gerrymandering has been going on forever,
It has.
and on both sides.
Since ever.
It's very rarely done mid-cycle. Very rarely.
Well, what they're finding is because government's so divided, they're finding
It's easy.
You know, it's like, hey, wait a minute, the gloves are coming off.
Yeah.
It used to be 20, 30, 40 in our lifetime, years ago. There was this decorum.
There was a decorum.
And now it's all about, well, we can't exist while they have the power.
Yeah.
So they're going to do whatever slimeball thing there is to do to undermine the other party. I mean, I've seen it both ways. I've seen it when Obama wanted to appoint Merrick Garland, and the Republicans did everything they could to make sure that wouldn't happen. I've witnessed both sides.
Yeah.
Seen it. It's not good. It's not the way, again, the people who built the Constitution saw people working together. They thought people would be like Luke Bryan. I'll give you Luke Bryan. All people are good. Bullshit. They're all scheming, conniving, self-interested bastards.
They are.
Not
They
in
are.
politics, Tom. Come on.
We do have more similar topics coming up, including gerrymandering is an option later on. So I think we
John
should
cut
head
me
over.
off. I was
Ouch.
getting a little- I was
Ouch.
getting to
We
be
will come back to that.
a little bit of a loose cannon, but yeah, this all people are.
He's gonna
good
win
thing.
spiciest again.
That's naive.
All right.
No, most people are self-interest, and
I don't disagree.
I've
I don't
seen
disagree.
the gloves come off.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's calling the time on it though.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
you got to pick your topic.
I said I was going for the ride, so I'm going.
Candace.
All right, tell me about Candace because I'm like I can't watch that whole video.
So, there's a lot of them going on right now.
Something.
Yeah, so Candace is diving into a lot of really interesting stuff. And to her credit, she's not making a lot of it fully public because she's definitely hedging her bets on how she can get the information out there. But I will say this, if what she's saying is correct, it's very interesting to see how world powers are controlling everybody right now. Like currently, she's kind of linked, going back to an earlier subject, she's kind of linking the stuff that happened to Charlie Kirk to our government, stuff happening over from the Egyptian government, Israel, and probably also the UK. And it seems like, and here's the weird part, but it kind of makes sense a little bit. It seems to all tie in things that are going on with Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. It seems like all the power is all kind of, it's like having the little puppets, right? And everyone's pulling these little strings. But it all kind of seemed to tie back together. And it seems like a lot of this is political charades, political, games that are being pulled by people who are not even government, but sit above government that are controlling the governments. And it's like this picture is getting very, very clear now, which is kind of scary. And if she's correct, it's getting very, very weird.
All right, gotta tell me what she could be correct about because I don't understand it yet.
So she did tie a lot of the so it turns out, and she seemed to corroborate flight logs that were following Kirk and his family with flight logs from Egypt. And they seem to correspond very, very, very succinctly. Like every single time he was going somewhere, it really seemed to tie in every single time. And she showed the flight logs.
Wait, like someone from Egypt was going to the same places he was going, or what?
As if he was being monitored. Okay. It was really interesting to watch. And she showed the flight logs and stuff. And it's like, holy cow. Well, it's kind of weird because why would somebody from a different country be landing succinctly in all the same places you're landing?
Plausible deniability.
It's just really weird when you start.
There's a lot of people in Egypt.
There is.
Yeah.
There is. But again,
Where's this going?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. And that's kind of what she's trying to figure out too. And she had that beef with Israel, which was really weird at first, except that seemed to tie back as well. And so all these things are just really, really weird. And then recently, she actually got a hold of people in charge at our government because they questioned her, and she had a person from France send her a correspondence showing her that there actually was a dictate against her life.
A legitimate hit.
Like she has the actual correspondence on record right now. And she said, anybody who questions me, I have it right now. She's like, I don't want to release it publicly. She's like, I want our government to get a hold of me because I have the correspondence in my possession right now. It's really weird. But
a government hitting her or just someone?
Have you guys
ever seen John Wick?
An actual dictate against her. Of course.
You've seen John Wick?
I own every John Wick movie.
Badass.
I love John Wick.
I love the John Wick movies.
Me too.
Just watch one of them. Just watch the first one. But
You haven't watched them?
anyways,
What?
there's this international, quote unquote, shadow government that exists above just our state governments and sometimes even national.
Yeah.
That exist, and if there's an order that goes out, they can basically, let's say if the U.S. wants to take out Candace, but they don't want to be linked to that hit, you can hire out contracts, so to speak, and there are teams out there that exist that can go out there and they put out a list, and there's assassins everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll take that job.
Yeah.
Contractors.
It seems awfully hard to hide.
And a lot of they're not trying to hide it sometimes. I mean, look, Charlie Kirk was killed in broad daylight.
So is he trying to say that Charlie Kirk was a hit from this
hold on.
group of...
To touch on that,
Well,
too.
it's either that or we're going to accept that it was some crazy leftists.
To touch on that, there
you got me
is...
interested.
There is a former CIA agent who still, by the way, works with our government. There is a former CIA agent who worked in intelligence, and he's currently on record stating that there's no way one person killed Charlie Kirk. He looked at the records. He looked at all the footage. He looked at everything that happened. And he said, "There's no." He's like, "This is not a one-person job." He said, it's not possible. And then he details every reason why. He said, and this is an agent from our government saying this. He's
got video of the guy on the roof.
Yeah.
Why would they say there's...
Do you know that they also have video evidence that other things happen around him? And do you know that the guy in charge of the video, as soon as Charlie was hit, this is before the ambulance shows up, jumped up and pulled the video footage off of the video behind Charlie Kirk? That's kind of weird. Why aren't you attending to Charlie Kirk? Why are you jumping up and grabbing that video?
You know what's interesting?
That's weird. That's not normal.
So I need a motive. Like, why does this like transnational group want to kill Charlie Kirk versus would like?
That's a good question. And here's what I said, and I hate to admit this. My wife turned to me and she was like, "Charlie Kirk was just hit." My response wasn't like, "Oh no." My response was, I said, "Huh, sounds like his people needed a martyr." Sounds like his people needed a martyr.
MAGA needed a martyr.
That was my immediate response, was they needed a martyr.
I mean, at that level, that's the most plausible explanation.
Exactly.
But even at this point, some of the evidence in the video footage that we can't walk anywhere 5 feet without being videoed in our world today.
I will tell you.
How did the FBI already lose evidence videos of the surrounding areas?
I will tell you this.
It doesn't even make sense to me. To me, I'm just as shocked when NASA reported that they lost moon landing footage.
Without
the most... Okay. All right, Bubba. Maybe Bubba is real then.
There you go.
Without going too deep into this, because this is a whole subject. Without going too deep into this, I have watched video footage from more than one view. There is another view that shows something else happening very, very easily. And after I saw it, and it was somebody... By the way, that video is no longer on YouTube. If you look at a different view, you're like, wait, what was that person just doing? Because it looked an awful lot like they just lifted up the barrel of a rifle. And it was a completely different angle. Just saying. And it corresponded perfectly with somebody who gave a hand signal. As soon as you saw the hand signal, all of a sudden something went up, and then Charlie went down. I'm just saying.
And even if we aren't lent towards the idea of that there's some kind of conspiracy, right? Because that's going to be the word that's going to be thrown at us, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's dead.
He is.
He was killed in broad daylight for the public to see.
Yeah.
There's no way some random person who, what they want us to believe is just someone with leftist ideology
was
able to do that. in the way that they said they did, and then jump off the roof with the shotgun in his jeans.
Yeah. Well, to give you another weird idea behind this, just to throw another curveball at you,
It's just hard to believe.
what do you think he was enrolled at that college?
Ooh,
His shooter.
he was enrolled there? I didn't even know that.
That's the whole point. He didn't go to that college.
Yeah.
So how did he have access to any knowledge of anything on that campus?
At this point, I don't even know if that person's real, to be honest.
He
I
had
mean, it's awfully convenient that they have like a trans girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
So we can blame
all
it on
this
that.
stuff came up very, very quickly, and it's like, wait a minute. Somebody who didn't go to college there, didn't have access to records on the campus. How did he know what stairwells to run down? How did he do this? How did he do that? There is a picture of him at a coffee house.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was a McDonald's, but it wasn't on campus. So wait a minute. His expediency was really good.
A public execution, but the public cannot view what happens in the court.
Uh-huh.
So we can't see him in court.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
And then
I don't know. There's just a lot of too many
and
questions.
then they were lying because they said, well, the father had to talk him out of this and had to talk him into go talking to the police officer. And no, it's the opposite. You find out the officer was involved, went to the family, so they lied. Everything is suspicious. Everything on the whole thing is weird.
The whole like bungling of the FBI, like totally like the whole like there was that like 24 hours or 48 hours where the FBI just like, I mean, you could have chalked it up to just like Kash Patel as an idiot, but like,
Well,
they were like extra like bumbly. It was weird.
in Kash Patel's defense, he was probably at his girlfriend's concert.
he was a legitimate singer.
Did you guys hear the story that just came about the FBI flak jacket when he was touching down after?
He was so insecure about
Yeah,
it.
he
not
was.
having
He was like,
patches on.
I can't leave the plane without the FBI flak jacket.
Yes.
And they found like a women's size medium or something
Yes,
that
they
fit
did.
him.
Or-
And then he demanded that they have the patches, so somebody gave him the
Poor,
patches.
poor guy. I mean, he's the perfect person I'd want there if something like this was going to happen.
Right.
One of the topics
just saying.
I left on the cutting room floor was stare into Kash Patel's eyes and read his soul.
That's so me.
So
But that brings credibility back to, I mean, if there was reason enough to take out Charlie Kirk, the information that Candace keeps pushing out, reason enough to have a legitimate hit on her
exactly.
in the John Wick world.
So I'm just saying,
Charlie Kirk's dead.
it's really everything around this is so weird.
And she
It's
said
so
a lot
weird.
far worse things than he did.
Yes, it's so weird. By the way, big shout out to Chad Stahelski, who directed all the John Wick films.
I know. I could watch him over
His
and over again.
his martial arts master is my martial arts master, John Chai.
Oh,
So, yeah. All right, what's next?
All right, we got Gumby. What are you doing?
oh, okay. Where is it? I saw it.
You know you want to talk about Donald Trump's hands.
Oh, Bubba, Prince Andrew, Larry Summers, or question mark?
Oh no, Tom already took that.
Did he? Who's your favorite minor character?
Bubba.
You did that?
We did Bubba. You don't
Oh,
remember Bubba?
Dang it! I thought that was a different thing you did. I didn't know. All right. Dang. Well, my person wasn't on that list. So shout out to Alan Dershowitz,
Oh man, yeah.
who I'll pick a different one, but a man who visited Epstein many times, but according to his own defense, he is a lawyer. I always kept my pants up. So
Alan Dershowitz makes a lot of people's short list of the worst people you've heard
yeah.
of.
Okay, let's see. I'll leave that one. Well, you didn't pick the Taylor Greene, Aaron.
No, that one's not been picked.
That's open.
All right, let's try it. I don't know much about her. I do know that she had a split with MAGA, right? And that Trump did come out and just all out called her a traitor to the right, into the fan base. And so I think there are some things in her past that I don't agree with, but there are some things that she said later on that I definitely do align with, for sure. And, for me, that was always going to be the whole Gaza war thing. And so, and that whole thing. So that's pretty much all I know about her. I don't really.
Was she critical of Israel in the Gaza war?
She questioned it for sure.
Actually, I don't remember that.
Yeah. That's pretty one of the few things that can get you separated from MAGA.
I got to give a big shout out to Marjorie Taylor Greene. So
She said some things in the past that are weird, man.
She did. And I was not someone who liked Marjorie Taylor Greene until recently.
All right.
And recently, I think she's making a ton of sense. She flipped in a good way. She flipped in a good way. She went from somebody who was just mega, 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 whatever mega says, to now she's standing up for what's right. She
no pun intended.
She brought all of the known ladies together from Epstein Island, stood up with them on camera, and said, no, release the Epstein files. Here's the girls behind me.
Wow.
They're telling you right now you need to release them. You have their permission. Release these files. Because they're the argument against don't release. We don't want people's names, released.
We don't want to hurt the victims anymore.
And so she brought the victims, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we want you to release the files." so she stood with the women. She stood with them and said, "No, we need these released." Going against the wishes of everybody in the administration, and she's like, There's what's wrong and there's what's right. And releasing these files to find out who's at fault with all of this is what's right. And so she stood her ground. I have to applaud her for that because I agree. And then she stood against what's currently happening in the administration in the whole Gaza situation. So I went from somebody who was not let's just say I was not very pro Marjorie Taylor Greene to somebody who's like, I like everything she's saying right now. she's come around to her senses and she's standing with the people. And that's what she said too. She said, listen, I stopped. I listened to the people that I represent. And so I need to tell you this right now. I'm representing them. So I like it.
I agree with it. I think that needs to be a conservative value brought back to conservatism again. And that's just people being held accountable.
Yeah.
Money shouldn't get you off the hook.
No, I agree.
But maybe I'm naive and idealistic.
So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she said she was like spilling the tea about Marjorie Taylor Greene one day. And she noted that like her thing she said was that Greene wanted to run for Senate and Trump said no. So then she went scorched earth on Trump. And then also that her retirement is well timed with it being 2 days after her lifetime pension kicks in.
And there is that. I saw all of that. But she was speaking out before that, though. If you go back to her history with standing with the ladies from Epstein Island stuff, it was well before that.
Yeah, I was going to say she was a lone voice in that wilderness for sure.
Yeah, so...
Her and who's the other representative on the right? The guy?
Oh, Thomas Massie.
So yeah, it was the four that were for the discharge position were Massie, Greene, Lauren Boebert, and Nancy Mace.
Yeah. Well, like when they went to go get more money, they wanted another $3 million to go and raise more of Gaza. There's only 6 representatives that signed against giving them more money. Oh, I'm sorry, $6 billion. $6 billion more, $3 billion more dollars. They want $3 billion more dollars to go raise Gaza, right? Yeah. Only 6 representatives said, we already give enough. That's enough. We're good. Only 6 stood against that. And by the way, I took those 6 names, I put them on my social media feed, and I said, these are the only 6 representatives you need to listen to. Because they're standing against pulling more money from the citizenship here to go make a graveyard.
That used to be a traditional conservative standpoint.
It was at one point.
And so I'm with that.
Yeah. But it's her, Thomas Massey. It's actually really only like two or three Republicans, and then I think it was four Democrats. So it's like they're the only people standing against what's currently happening across our administration. And I was like, we should side with them and get rid of everybody else.
Yeah, I think where Greene lost me a long time ago was the laser weapons. She had claimed, I can't remember who had space laser weapons that they were using against people.
I mean, the way she originally gained prominence is actually was mocking victims of school shootings.
Agreed, and that's why originally I was fully against all.
Oh, now that's bad. We can't do
that. So
you know,
and I do like there is. Everybody probably has a breaking point somewhere.
Sure.
And the stuff that's been going on last year, like it's gonna tweet. Like there's some people who are gonna like just swallow their whatever and their conscience and go along with it. But there's some that are gonna be like, I can't go on that bridge. I mean, and so like Marjorie Taylor Greene actually appears maybe she has a conscience. I mean, that other topic on there was Mike Johnson is the most Christian guy I've ever seen who absolutely has no soul.
So you're saying
he is an empty vessel for Trump to pour into.
So you're saying he's a ginger.
Yes.
I don't know much about him. Do you like Johnson? Mike Johnson? You know anything about him?
Yeah,
Is he the speaker?
Yeah.
If Trump's sucking Bubba, then I can tell you he's sucking Trump.
You know what?
Oh, man.
Somebody accused him of really, being this really rotten guy, and I go back to what I said earlier in the podcast. To think that everybody's good, it's bullshit. Yeah, of course he could be an evil bastard. Of course.
Yeah.
That's pretty basic.
So you're saying, Tom, we should just accept this about...
Well, wait.
Yeah. He's a politician.
What I'm trying to say is I've come a long way in realizing that to try to fight on behalf of this group of politicians, and I'm like trying to defend them, I know this much about them.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good argument.
Right?
Yeah.
What am I doing trying to defend them? I may see all the warts over here that, I could point to, but then if I have to defend this side, it's like, well, what do I really know about everything going on over here? And I realized I had a blind spot. So now I'm more in line with this idea that there is that government above all world governments. And it's very simple. I could tell you, I believe it's simpler than we may think. It's this evil spirit that's been on this earth ever since it got cast down. That's the puppet master. If you're trying to figure out who's pulling the strings, I think it's the devil pulling them for thousands of years, or if not, many, many more.
Yeah. Now you're speaking Metallica.
Yeah, well, so we got Luke Bryan, Bob Dylan, and Metallica so far.
I like that. That's a good group.
Very diverse.
I'd like to drink with all of them.
So on that note, who was the spiciest? I meant to actually pick a different category, but we're just going to go spiciest guns because that was what was in our head. I mean, we had the Illuminati One World Government from Aaron over here. That was probably a pretty good candidate.
It is. How are you going to top Bubba, though? I mean, come on.
The Bubba was good. Bubba was good.
I was literally shocked by that.
That was a really good one.
Yeah. You win, Tom. You win.
Tom wins. All right.
Definitely.
So third round is serious, substantive policy issues. Like the previous round, you get to pick your position, and if you want to inject any of their topics at any time.
A new topic? Oh, wait, is there another sheet?
Well, there's another sheet, but you can call an audible. You get the right number one. You get to pick your position, and you get to call it audible if you want to. So first, pick your position, then I'll introduce the topics, and then we'll go from there.
My position is that the Browns are the worst team in football.
Wait. We're not going to disagree with that.
Okay, all right.
I meant 1 through 4.
All right, so we won't go sports. 1 through 4.
Like where you want to pick.
What are my options?
No, I mean so first you're picking when do you want to go in the rotation
Oh,
in the draft.
let's let Gummy go first.
All right.
Yeah.
So we got Gummy go first. Let me introduce the topics, and you have your right to call an audible. I am calling one minor audible in this, and then I'm intentionally saying that the one topic that will be allowed to be carried over that we did not go to was what's going on with Donald Trump's hands and why does he keep falling asleep all the time? That topic is fair game.
You know, it's
Wait, I'd like to say I hope we get to war criminals. That's a heavy topic.
That's a heavy one.
You, the power is in your hands.
It's in your.
All right,
You dictate the conversation right now.
I mean, that is heavy, and there's a lot of different views on that. So
Here are our topics. Mid-cycle gerrymandering, redistricting. The National Guard coming to a city near you. War crimes in the high seas. Drug diplomacy. How many wars do you have to end to win the FIFA Peace Prize? This space intentionally left blank for RFK's brainworm. Birthright citizenship, just 1860s gaslighting. Scromiting? Has anybody heard of that?
No.
Oh, God. We might not do that topic, but if we don't, we will hear about what it is.
Okay.
Zoran Mamdani and the socialist takeover. And, of course, our holdover. What's going on with Donald Trump's hands, and why does he keep falling asleep all the time? Gumby, you're up first.
Well, on our Tom's request, we'll go over the war criminal one. So,
All right.
Can you reread that one?
Oh, it's just your space if you want to talk about the war crimes.
So you're saying war crimes in the high seas?
Drug boat
is
diplomacy.
Hegseth the war criminal?
That's okay.
That's the question.
That's
The question is whatever you want to say, but
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
That's the
there's
question.
other war criminals of history, but I mean, right now he's
Is he a war?
like ground zero.
I'm assuming because we're talking about the whole Venezuelan thing, and
Double
Yes.
tap, as they say.
Yeah.
I don't want to make one person the war criminal. I think it has a lot more to do with the system. There used to be a time in our country when there was any act of war that you had to go, it had to be voted for. And it just doesn't seem to be a thing anymore. So, and that's happened on both sides of the aisles. So, is he a war criminal? I think he's a part of a system that's, our country is inextricably tied to war. We cannot break free from war. Mm-hmm. We have industries that are created just to fund war, that are hinged upon war. Weapons industries, even planes, Boeing and all of that, they all make weapons. Raytheon, all the way to even our new AI development. All of these things are so tied to the military, and we need war. I'm sorry.
But keep in mind, though, the question is not, is he a warmonger?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It is, did he specifically initiate actions that were an international crime?
Yeah.
AKA killing someone who was defenseless on a shipwreck.
Yeah, I'm setting it up.
Okay.
I'm setting it up. I'm just saying that Pete, if he wasn't the person there would be another Pete. That is just a part of our system that is hinged to war. We need, we make weapons, we need war. So, so whether or not he's a war criminal for doing that, I think Pete is doing what he is told to do.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Do I think those people are legitimate criminals? I mean, there used to be a time when we had like a judicial process that I thought we had to prove somebody were, criminals before we prosecuted, before we put in jail, let alone before we just decide, let's just take them out just in case
Okay.
we can't.
Yeah.
So in that regards, is he a war criminal? Well, no, not legally here in our country that's hinged to war.
Wait, what? I missed that. What's the justification for him
So-
not being in our country specifically as a war criminal?
He won't be ever prosecuted as a war
Oh, I
criminal.
mean, yeah, it won't be right. Okay, yeah.
I mean, look
I
at
agree with
BB. Look at
Yeah,
look at all the generals in Israel who literally have warrants, for their arrest in other countries, designated as war criminals. What does that matter?
All right, I'm going to push back a little bit. So,
Please push back.
so here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
There's this thing called the Constitution. So, according to the Constitution, if they think you are a criminal, you have the right to.
defend yourself.
So, wait, does that mean that we bomb you, or does that mean we take you in? Uh-huh. So, if you were not bombing or firing on our country, what does that mean? So, in other words, constitutionally, that means Pete Hegseth is a war criminal because he is directly going against our Constitution. We are to take people in, and they have a right to defend themselves in court. He's not doing that. He's double tapping him on the ocean. That's not legal. That is not legal. They're crossing over. Now here's the hard truth. He's like, well, it's because they're bringing fentanyl over, right? Okay. Since when does fentanyl come from Venezuela?
Yeah.
0 times. There is no fentanyl coming from Venezuela. There's no cocaine coming from Venezuela. Fentanyl comes from Mexico. Colombia predominantly is what brings over cocaine. Venezuela doesn't bring over jack squat. Okay? So what you're doing is you're creating a war crime against somebody who's not known for bringing anything into this country. Venezuela is not known for bringing anything into our country. If I'm wrong, please correct me because...
You're wrong.
Okay, go ahead. What are they bringing?
I've heard not only the Republicans, but the Democrat, I'm talking Senate, they're all talking about Maduro as just, he's a drug lord. Just like Noriega was in Panama.
The trouble is that, and again,
What do I know? Hey, by the way, Aaron,
Yeah.
I don't have any research
Okay.
or spyglass. I'm watching what Maduro does, and I'm calling him a drug lord. But I mean, I've watched a lot of different shows on different networks.
Okay.
Both the Democrats and the Republicans are all calling Maduro a bad guy who's running.
I'm not saying he's a bad guy.
Well, you just did.
No.
You just said he's not.
No. I'm not
You
saying.
said that Venezuela is not involved in sending America drugs.
So I'm telling you that when we catch things at the border, we've yet to be catching Venezuela bringing stuff into our country. Colombia is bringing cocaine. Mexico is bringing fentanyl. We're not catching Venezuela bringing anything into our country.
I think Colombia is routing through Venezuela. That's the link.
We can say that, but that's not the evidence that.
I don't have any evidence. I'm just going by what I hear.
And the hard part about this too is that these boats, when they go back and investigate them, from everything I'm seeing, these were fishing boats. I'm not seeing anything. There's no armaments. They don't have any weapons at all. So why are you even bombing them?
Yeah. I don't think what's happening with Venezuela and Maduro is just because they're bringing in drugs. I think they're setting up, they're wanting to set up another color revolution for Venezuela. I think it has more to do with their resources over there.
And here's the thing, and Gumby's point, I think they're setting stuff up in South America. Who do we just give $40 billion to? Anybody?
Oh,
And by the way, it was during the government shutdown.
Oh, who was that? Dang.
Ukraine?
Argentina.
Right.
Argentina. Oh, yeah.
We just bailed out Argentina. By the way, I thought that this should be like a vote in Congress, right? But we were out of session, and yet we still dumped $40 billion during a government shutdown
what was it for?
to bail them out because their GDP was collapsing. And we gave them 40 billion American dollars during a government shutdown.
Yeah.
That's pretty outrageous.
So it just, maybe it's just me, but it sure seems like we're setting things up in South America.
Well, I don't deny any of that, but I will say this too. With satellite and our Secretary Rubio, when he says we got the intelligence, now I'm going to go to the Luke Bryan route where I'm actually going to believe what they're telling me.
Show me.
Maybe I'm naive, but they say that there's no doubt these boats have drugs on them. They have satellite visibility, and these boats are open. You could see. I don't think they're just killing guys with fishing rods.
Well, but we'll never see that evidence. I mean, they said the same thing about Assad with chemical weapons, Saddam with weapons of mass destructions.
My point.
Well,
With Gaddafi, he has more gold than we do.
With Hussein, he has nuclear weapons.
But also, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they had drugs. This is a violation of
It is a
Uniform Code
violation
of Military Justice. Yeah. Now, whether it's a violation of Hegseth or a violation of the admiral who directly ordered it, that's a good question. Because the admiral will be subject to the Uniform Code of Military Justice. The overall violation would be like a violation of customary international laws of armed conflict, international human rights law.
Yeah.
To bomb, to kill somebody who is trying to recover from a shipwreck and just. You take them prisoner, you put them on trial. There is ways you can do this that actually more definitively prove that there is a criminal case against them than what they did. They just snuffed out all the evidence.
It goes against everything that we stand for nationally and internationally. It goes against every single thing.
It does not matter at all what they were transporting. It doesn't matter at all. You can't do that. If you do that, that empowers other countries to do that to our soldiers.
But again, that goes back to my original point about the system. And I still argue that doesn't make him necessarily a war criminal. I think he's a war player in a system because the order came from somewhere other than him. And then it came down to somebody pushing a button for a drone.
You know
how
that, though.
easy it would be just to surround this little boat and say, okay, we got all the cameras rolling. We're going to let the whole world see what's on the boat,
Right.
who's on it.
Yeah.
To your point, bring them to court
Yeah, exactly.
and try them. Because I'm thinking, too, what about they talk about the double tap. It was these innocent guys just floating,
Yeah.
and then you killed them. I mean, to me, I do have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because they have rules of war for a reason. It's okay to kill in war, but you don't, once the fight is over, you don't kill them for the sake of sport. They're not deer.
Right.
They're still human beings.
I agree, Tom, I agree.
They lost, but they're alive and they lost. They're surrendering. You don't have the right to execute them. That's what, to me, war crimes are, when you execute your enemy or your opponent, I guess enemy, just for the sake of sport, as opposed to we're protecting ourselves. Now, I believe this narrative, and it is a narrative, that drugs are coming into our country and killing our young people, or people of all ages.
Mm-hmm.
I think we know that's happening.
Oh, that's happening for sure. Yeah.
We know that's happening.
Yeah.
So the initial argument that we should fight that and defend ourselves from it, I think is very righteous.
That's fine.
But yeah, do you have to just bomb them? Why can't you just make it so crystal clear to everybody who these people are, what they got on the boat, and maybe bring them to trial instead of just executing them? They haven't done that, and that's a little disturbing. But
Sure.
So if you're going to talk about just the two people that got, that double tap where they died there, what about the initial hit?
Oh, it's over 80
yeah.
people now. It's over 80 people.
Initially,
that they just
you're right. The
snuffed
initial
out.
hit was, I don't think it was legitimate at all.
We're just
either.
executing people, and I don't like that. I don't like that. But I'm all for defending
That's fine.
from drugs and stuff coming in. But
I have
come on,
no
there's gotta
problem
be a
with
better
that.
way
And if
of.
the administration was serious about that, why did the president just pardon Juan Orlando Hernandez, who was responsible for over 400 tons of cocaine entering the U.S.?
That was a brain scratcher, and what I heard is their only reason is they're saying Biden administration framed them or something, which sounds very hokey to me.
Yeah, when somebody's known for something, I was just hearsay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
It's such a gray area.
again, there's
I mean,
the reason why we put laws into effect is to avoid these kind of complications. But they're not doing that.
Well, there's a lot of things that preceded this too, which was like firing of all the JAG officers. So the people who are literally there to prosecute abuses of military power. That was like one of Hegseth's first actions, was to fire the lawyers.
did Doge take him out? Is that
I
what
think it
happened?
was Hegseth. It would have been outside the purview of Doge.
Oh.
It was Hegseth. And this gets back. Hegseth is uniquely unqualified for this job. He is a loose cannon, and that's why I'm sure. Yeah, it comes like he's there to do Trump's bidding, or whatever, or maybe even there's other people who have more stronger opinions about how cruel to be inside the administration that he's feels their opinions. But Hegseth is there to be a bull in a china shop because he is not qualified for that position, and if he has principles, they're all about like being as macho and manly and as destructive as possible.
Interesting side note on that sec. I do know that he does believe in the third temple being rebuilt in Israel. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
I believe I read part of a book from him once, and I absolutely believe
Yeah.
that. All right, war crimes. We did
Next.
it.
Yeah.
All right, that brings up Tom.
Oh, man, I've been covering.
Wait,
I've been
what?
talking a lot tonight.
Do we go this way?
No, I think because we would go that way. Because we would go.
Oh,
we
yeah.
First would have.
What's scromiting? That's a new one.
There we go.
All right, I got to pull this article up.
I have no idea what this is.
Let's go for it, man.
All right,
Let's
all right,
go
all right.
for
This is-
scromiting.
I'm in
This
the
is
dark.
a very random one.
I'm in the dark.
All right. Let me find the article here. So this is scromiting is the brutal new side effect of chronic cannabis use as ER visits surge. So there was a series of very fantastical arguments about people showing up in the emergency room and they were smoking weed, and then they would suddenly start like compulsively vomiting over and over, and they called it scromiting.
I actually do believe that. Knowing just how genetically engineered the current weed currently is, I can totally see that. Yeah.
Non-organic weed.
Oh, it's so genetic modified.
3D printed weed.
It's yeah. I'd believe that.
The technical term apparently is CHS, cannabis hypermesis syndrome, a gut-wrenching disorder that triggers relentless nausea, abdominal pain, and severe vomiting that can strike 4 or 5 times an hour, according to the Cleveland Clinic. The Cleveland Clinic is quoted here. Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I can totally believe that. It's bad. Even some of the people I know who have been in the industry for a long time are like, I don't touch the current stuff that's out there because it's not natural.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like
That
the
was a
stuff
take
you-
I had not heard. Was like, like there's some skepticism about how bad this is, because like there's just a lot of the media will like want to just like do that whole like narrative that like, oh, weed
Nah.
is like this horrible epidemic. or
No,
something like that.
I'll leave his name up. There's somebody I know locally who has been around the weed industry for like decades, like decades upon decades. And he's like, nah, he's like, I grow my own because the stuff that's out there right now, it's definitely not natural. He's like, I've tried taking a hit. He's like, that's not actual weed. It's something else. Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is. Makes you wonder where that fentanyl's going.
Right?
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah. My buddy doesn't grow it in his garage, I'm not smoking it.
Yeah. No, and he gave examples. He's like, it's weird. He's like, I knew what I was growing back then. He's like, but if I compare to how much THC is in what they try to pass off to me now, he's like, you can't naturally grow that in what you get out of. Yeah.
Hey, I don't have any knowledge about this pot of today. I did smoke in my teenage years, and I'm 64 now, so it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But I got a cool story. So I'm in Amsterdam, Holland.
Nice.
And I was with a group of guys who had been there before. And, the red light district and everything.
Oh, yeah.
What a skeevy place that place. But there are bars you could go to. And just like this, like kind of like you're in this environment. Real cool and everything. Yeah. But they'll bring a menu out. It's not a food menu. It's a pot menu.
Okay.
And you could look it over and you could order the specific cannabis that you want, and they'll bring it right to you, sell it to you right there, and everything's legal. And what an experience that was to be there. I mean, I never seen anything like it in my life before or after.
Wow.
And I could say I really lived through that experience.
What was the worst? What was the worst experience though?
The worst?
Yeah.
What, smoking pot?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't have really too many bad pot experiences.
I've got very few experiences of smoking weed.
I never threw up. Well, let's start with that. I never scromited. I'm not a scromator.
Yeah. You're an OG, Tom.
I've never threw
Only
up.
the good stuff of the red light district.
But you know what? Yeah, I have no intention of doing something that's going to make me want to I mean, what are they thinking? What are they doing?
I don't know.
The worst effect that I've ever had from it, and I think it was from my buddy's homegrown stuff, and it was super potent, was I got so hungry. I've never been that hungry in my life.
The munchies.
Yes. It's like nothing I've ever experienced in my life. And I got home and I just raided the fridge. Anything that was in my fridge, sandwiches, turkey, ham, whatever was in there, I ate. I'd never experienced anything like that. And I thought, wow, this is great.
Yeah, you know what though? Yeah, I never hallucinated with smoking weed.
Okay.
But what I didn't actually, like a lot of, growing up teenager thing, peer pressure, I very quickly got over to peer pressure of smoking cigarettes.
Okay.
All these people in my neighborhood were smoking cigarettes, and I was so terrified to go home. My dad would catch me with cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
I just said, no, I ain't doing that anymore. And, I was so glad to do it. Now, the pot thing, I kept that going because I enjoyed it. It was very relaxing. Playing guitar, you get real creative.
All right.
Yeah.
And I guess the stuff that they had back then, this is in the 70s, it wasn't like today.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you guys had the super good
there was
stuff.
some crappy stuff, and the best stuff was the seedless.
Oh, okay.
Because when it's seedless, it produces more THC. So it's definitely stronger.
Okay.
And what was nice about it too is I didn't really like smoke inhaling, but if it was really good pot, one hit, it was like smoking a whole joint or smoking all night.
Mm-hmm.
Because the THC is no different than beer. How many beers did you drink with the alcohol content? Did you drink 3/8 or 3.2s?
Yeah.
It was no different. And the good stuff, one hit, and you were like,
That's how I felt
loopy.
with the homegrown stuff.
But as I got older, I realized I didn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my wife would not put up with me doing that. So it was like calling it quits.
Okay. I was training one year with a guy from Amsterdam. I was at camp with him. We were training all week long. I was like, well, how is it over there? Because like you guys don't have like, you know, like everything's legal. He's like, that's tourist stuff. I was like, well, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, we might smoke a little bit of weed here and there. He's like, but that's mostly a tourist trap. I said, yeah, but don't you end up with like a lot of like problems over there? People coming over and like getting, I mean, you have to have like a bunch of hobos after all that happens, right? And he's like, not at all. I was like, why is that? He's like, because we're not like Americans. We don't resuscitate people.
Oh, dear.
He's like, the problem resolves itself.
Wow.
It's like that whole Narcan thing that you sent us. Remember that? Like, there's a new drug out to reverse the effects of Narcan. Narcan. Or
I
how
heard
do you
about
say
that.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
Was it? Oh.
That was a joke about RFK, like basically making like a bunch of announcements that are actually bad for your health. So there was an Onion article saying that RFK announced a drug reversing the effects of Narcan.
Oh, I got
Which is
gaslit.
to help you recover
was
from
funny.
narcotics use.
I wasn't surprised. I'm like, oh well. What are you gonna do?
All right, what's left?
Speaking of that, I was actually, for my topic, I was going to choose the space intentionally left blank for RFK's brainworm.
Oh,
All right, so we're going to talk about RFK here. We haven't talked about him for a while,
It's
since
true.
maybe he was a presidential candidate. Yeah, he's been on a tear with some interesting announcements and in conjunction with some other people in the administration. So he's announced that Tylenol apparently causes autism. Because there's one study that was deeply flawed that found a slight correlation and like 100 studies that didn't. So
yeah.
therefore you have him nodding beside the president when the president's going, he's like literally saying like, if you're pregnant, you should never take Tylenol for pain relief.
Yeah.
Which is actually really bad because Tylenol is probably the safest pain reliever for when you're pregnant. So this brings up an interesting trend. So if you follow the lines here, this goes all the way through from basically almost like a lot of people in the administration. Like there's a lot of like casual misogyny in this administration. Pete has us as a offender that we could, you know, like basically all the people who fired for the military were like women, or minorities. Like it was like make the military white again. But also, so you have this announcement that was basically like the announcement here is like, hey, pregnant women, if you're in deep pain, suck it up. Then there was also another announcement about promoting like universal use of HRT hormone therapy for menopause. And so the dude, what's the dude that hangs around with RFK Macri or something like that? What's his name? I can't find the
You
name.
catch me at loss. I'm not sure.
Is it that dude that passed out in the Oval Office?
Oh, I don't know.
There's somebody standing next to like Trump.
I saw
and all
that.
that.
I saw that.
He's
That-
related to the pharmaceutical industry.
He is.
Passed
Now I'm
out.
curious.
And
I
RFK
think that
just
was
like
probably an
jetted
industry.
out. He's like, oh,
Who
shit.
passed
I'm out.
out in
Yes.
the Oval Office.
As soon as
Oh,
he passed,
crap.
Trump stood there like, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. And he just didn't move. Trump just stood there. The guy passed out, and Trump's just standing there. RFK's like, I'm out of here.
What do we do? What do we do? Go bomb something.
Nordisk executive Gordon Finlay. Supposedly who that was. But anyway, this Dr. Marjorie, he was like in this announcement about promoting the availability of HRT therapy for treating menopause symptoms. Is they were making these like dramatic claims about it helps everybody there. They were saying like menopause causes divorce was their big claim. So basically it goes back to like women need the drug themselves so they don't divorce their like deadbeat husbands or something like that. There's crazy, I don't know what the conclusion is. There's crazy quackery. We're less than a year in. I think that long term, like we're gonna like when we think about the legacy of the Kennedys, we're gonna think less about like president John F. Kennedy, and we're going to think more about mass murderer RFK Kennedy Jr.
Ouch. 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 I did see that story pop up, and my wife's like, I'm going to take my painkillers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
I didn't even get to the vaccine stuff. He just recommended that we no longer do hepatitis B vaccines, which hepatitis. If your baby gets hepatitis B, your baby's dead.
Yeah, it's bad. Ouch. I've got nothing on that. You said everything I need to say.
Yeah, I stopped following Kennedy. I don't know.
Everything went really weird and south.
At the end of the day, he's a Kennedy. They've been playing the game for quite a long time.
Long time.
Yep.
Yeah. Was that it?
That might be a quick one.
All right.
All right. Last up, it's you.
Oh, what was left?
All right. I mean, most things. I mean, we've got the FIFA Peace Prize. We've got gerrymandering. We've got the National Guard. We've got birthright citizenship. We've got Zoran Mamdani.
You know what?
Tom is still allowed to inject another topic that you have to address.
That's right. You know what? I'll go ahead and I'll take on Zoran Mamdani.
All right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. That I found really very, very interesting because here's a guy who so first off, that whole situation was just weird where you have Mamdani coming up and Trump's like, we need to get rid of that communist right now. Just whatever you do, get rid of him. Get rid of him. And who comes up? Andrew Cuomo, who Trump hated. He's like, listen, I know I said I hated the guy, but you got to vote for him. You got to vote for him. I know he likes to feel ladies up, but we resolved that. You got to vote for him, right? and then Mamdani wins by a landslide. Like it was an exponential landslide. That was like a 90-degree landslide. Yeah, not even close. And then he goes to the Oval Office, which if you listen to the press conference the day before, she's like, yeah, like we're gonna have a communist up here tomorrow.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it was terrible. She's like, yeah, we have to host him tomorrow. And then to watch the next press conference right after that, where Trump is like almost literally holding his hand the whole time, where it's like, we get along. This guy's cool. I like this guy. Look at that smile. Oh, such a good dude, right? It was such a weird 180. I mean, it was just a really, really weird 180.
It was. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So you actually just reminded me that a topic I forgot to put in this section was like the Democrats still suck, right? And the answer is absolutely yes.
Yes.
But
Yes.
like when we talk about like Trump being like Madame Mamdani's a socialist and you can't vote for him, like he wasn't nearly the hardest guy going after that. The the institutional like centrist Democrats were going so hard against Mamdani, it was ridiculous.
They were.
Like,
yeah.
Nobody in New York politics with any proximity, like any power there was endorsing Mamdani. Like maybe except AOC, I guess. But like, yeah, Schumer, no, like Hochul, whatever. Like they were all in the bag for Cuomo, who like they knew is like the worst guy ever. Like Cuomo was terrible.
You saw what he did and the lack thereof.
But here's the other side's argument was they were scared because they were going to get a Muslim in office. Is that why?
So
he is kind of a socialist. Go ahead.
So yes, the arguments in the election were socialist, but actually, I almost stuck this in the religion section because post-election, especially, I've seen so much anti-Muslim stuff about there with respect to Mamdani and the lesser extent. Was it like the mayor of? There was a mayor of another major city that was elected who was Muslim, and it's just like it's out there in full force where everybody's like Sharia law. Like Mamdani's never talked for a second about Sharia law, but the moment a nominally Muslim person gets elected, like it's just racism all the way down. Yeah. It is really gross.
It's Islamophobia. Yeah. Yeah. It would.
So Trump is not Islamophobic.
He just loves Mamdani. Here, that's the power of TikTok, my friend. That is the power of TikTok.
So here's comes a question, because like there was a number of people on the far left who were like, "Man, Mamdani, why did you do that? You just totally like played in his hand." And then a number of people were like, "No, he was crazy like a fox. Like Mamdani like played Trump so hard, like he got Trump to admit he was a fascist." Like, which one was it?
That was the weirdest press conference ever. I mean, just to watch. I mean, he must have reached over and grabbed his hand like a dozen times. It was the weirdest thing to watch, because I've never seen Trump touch his kids that many times.
Or Melania.
Or Melania.
That's since the 90s. It's terrible.
It was a really weird press conference.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What were you saying,
Just
Tom?
saying.
Well, maybe Mamdani's not who he says he is, and Trump knows that.
Could be.
I just think he's trying to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt he can get along with everybody.
It could be.
Kim Jong, Putin, Xi.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you're. Epstein. I mean, I get along with everybody.
Serial salesman.
Flew on the plane, but I never went to the island.
There was that not like another similar. I'm trying to remember what state it was. Was it like, maybe it was the governor of Portland or something like that, when he was going into Portland with the National Guard or whatever, and like, or not the governor of Oregon. Portland's a city.
That's the same country.
Yeah. There you go. The nation of Minnesota.
City state.
Like he at the day after he said like Portland's a war zone. I'm sending all my troops there. And then he was like tweeting that like, I talked to the governor and I was like, oh, like you mean those things I'm seeing on TV? Those aren't true. Right. So like he does like to a certain set love whoever like the next person who whispers sweet nothings in his ear. Like, he's probably pretty pumped about his FIFA Peace Prize that he just got, the first ever FIFA Peace Prize.
Oh, I'm sure he can't even sleep tonight.
And then what was the country where the leader gave him like some like, I don't know, golden calf or something?
Oh yeah, that was oh shoot.
No.
No, it was
Tim Cook gave him one too, like a golden award or
yes.
something.
Why?
Who was it? It was an Asian country. Let me think. Hold on.
I know he got that golden clock from like Switzerland or something.
I think it was Japan. Was it Japan?
Oh, you might be right.
I think it was Japan. Korea. It was Korea.
Oh, okay.
It was Korea.
Okay.
It was Korea. South Korea. South Korea came in, and they gave him like this golden statue. Like it's like, really, guys, really? It was a crown. It was a golden crown.
Oh, yeah, it was a crown.
It was a golden crown.
Gonna be crown king.
And the funny thing is, it was right after he had done the social media tweets where he was wearing a crown, and then he dumped all over the citizens.
Oh man, I was wondering if that would come up.
It was right after that. They were like, "Hey, here's your
video of me
crown."
pooping on my subject.
Oh, God help us. We're all in trouble.
And what was funny was it was actually one of the people on Comedy Central who was like, "Come on, we just went through this. Don't encourage it."
More proof we live in the dumbest timeline.
I don't know. I'm not sold on Mamdani.
I didn't say I was sold on him. I said he sold himself well. Yeah. Next.
Oh, that's the thing. That's it, man.
Yeah, we went all around.
That was it.
That was all the news.
Yeah. Oh, that was it?
I mean, it's not all the news in the world, but I mean, that was all the news I had here.
All
So
right.
that was 3
Fantastic.
rounds. I guess we got to declare a winner of round 3, and because Tom brought up those amazing, like, Copenhagen pot stories. I think it's a clean sweep.
That's true.
Repeat.
All right. So, Gumpy, final thoughts?
There's nothing taboo over brew. It's been very fun tonight, and we'll see you next time.
Tom?
Clean sweep.
I laughed so hard, I'm worried I'm going to scrum it.
And don't forget to check us out on social media. We're on Facebook. We are on X. We're on Facebook, and we're finally launching our newsletter, which we're going to have a cool announcement about that. Watch our social media feeds. There's a cool announcement coming. And good fight. Good night.
Peace out.
Godspeed.